Hello, and welcome along to episode 20 of Soulforged. Today I have playing with me, unfortunately, Jamal.
Hey guys, Jamal here.
That's all. I have Josh.
That's all. Hey guys, Jamal here. I'm just playing Galthak.
Don't care. Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I will be playing Luca Wicks, who is a Drake Warden Ranger, and his BFFL Vero.
I have Jay.
Hey, I'm Jay. I'm playing Kai.
I have Michaela.
Oh, hi, I'm Michaela. I am playing Winona.
And I have Laura.
Hi, I'm Laura. I'm playing Karina.
Last week we finally launched off on the Rurisk and the Regal. Here's a pop quiz question. Which boat are you on?
Risk. We don't want to be on
Titanic.
Regals.
We're definitely not on the Regal.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. You never know.
What's it called though?
The Rurisk.
The Olympus.
Oh, it's not called Boaty McBoatface. Shame.
No. So we have the Rurisk and the Regal. They are the two leading flagships, if you like, of the patrol ship fleet. From the that Verity has managed to commission from the wood that he gained marrying Princess Katrina. You got to the moment that the boat set sail into the sea, and that was that. That is where we left off, and so that is where we resume. The Rurisk is a trimast ship. Is it? I mean, it is, but that's definitely only got 2 masts, hasn't it?
I don't know what a mast is.
It's the big
stick.
hole.
Which stick? There's
That
lots
one.
of sticks.
Hey, there you go.
You
So we
want to
picked hold of
split a
one.
different one?
Yes, there's that one, and I think we're going to count this one as a third.
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Or three.
Okay. I know that port side is left side. That's all I know, and I only know that from Friends.
Because
Yeah,
it
you're
has
right.
the
Do
same
you not know
number
the
of
opposite
letters.
side?
The right side.
Starboard. Starboard.
Starboard, indeed.
I would
Front?
say the wine side.
The front.
About
Ooh, and the back.
The rear.
Aft.
Ooh,
Or stern.
Okay. Stern is what the one that the British would use.
Then what does aft mean? What is that word? I'm saying words I know.
I think aft means
Dog,
up.
cat.
Okay.
it's
Oh,
at,
no.
near, or toward the stern.
Okay, it's near the
You were
stern. I'll
close
take that.
enough. Yeah.
I'll take that.
But anyway, I'm not going to challenge you too much with boaty terms because, frankly, I'm not sure your characters didn't know them either.
Hey,
Karina.
Yes,
Karina
if
maybe, yeah.
If Karina doesn't, then we've done something wrong. Yeah. Oh no. Okay, well that's bad. Meanwhile, you guys are fighting a kraken apparently.
That is a lot of cannons.
Well, there's Kraken on the
Oh
starboard bow.
yeah.
Who's operating all those cannons? Because they must be standing on top of each other.
There are no cannons in this world. It was just a half
Oh, okay.
decent picture.
Okay.
each of those holes is actually an oar.
How many people are rowing?
Yeah,
Are they
there you go.
standing on
There
each
you go.
other?
Each of those is an oar. Perfect.
You know, like stack up on different decks.
My goodness.
But
Are they
yes.
singing a shanty?
So I don't know. They can be if you want them to be. I think it's
I don't know
something
when I
like
see
heave
shanties.
ho, heave ho.
A pirate's life for me.
Yes. But anyway, boat looks completely different now. Anyway,
My
and
goodness.
the important thing is we find you all in the hold. Not really in the hold. If you remember, there was like a stateroom that was made available to you, where you were able to sort of find your own bunks. You are all bunking together, but it is a room that's mostly your own. The captain is sort of sectioned off a little sort of area like this, basically by pulling a couple of spare canvases from the ship's sails across, tied to a couple of what do you call them? They're hooks. We'll just call them hooks. There is a proper name for them. All spikes. There we go. That are used for hooking things on the ship. Yeah. So he's like got himself a little section, and the rest is all yours. Yes.
Is COVID in this world? Because we are all 10 feet apart from each other.
Well, I don't know. I thought you might be spaced
Let's bring
evenly
it
around
in.
the table.
Bring it in.
Okay.
There we go.
I'll sit in this knocked over chair.
It's not like that scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where they all pulled guns on each other. You know, like-
No, come back.
I like how we're just all across the table
This-
from Galithak having a
this is-
conference. Like,
But yeah, this is actually his intervention.
Anyway, back to the
We're
point.
having a last supper.
role in the party.
And you will notice that for the most part, over the first few days, you are given, first few hours even, sorry, you are given almost complete privacy. That is to say that you are left your own devices. As I think we discussed before, nobody seems massively keen on you being present. I think they'll be glad when it comes to there being like an actual battle of sorts. But when it comes to the ship movement in general, I think it's sort of regarded as you being maybe not in the way. I think that's a little harsh. But you know, they're aware that at some point you're just going to leave, and they're going to have to be able to get on without you, right? So yeah, you left your own devices for a few hours. Is there anything specific that you guys would be doing?
Well, as we're all stood here, I'm just gonna say what we're all thinking. Fame can make people act weird around you, and maybe that's what's happening here. And I get
Tell me
it.
about it.
We're the heroes of the realm. Who wouldn't be like, oh God, you know? But carrying these people from one part of the world to the next.
I think they carry themselves, to be fair.
Well, the boat.
They have a ship after all.
Well, look, we have to remember to stay humble and remember our roots. We used to be common people like them.
Wow. If you say so.
Well, I
But
don't know about
yeah,
common.
let them hate if they want. We can show them how capable we are.
Show them?
Wait, I didn't finish my
Wait,
sentence.
Nona pulls out her psychic dagger.
We can show them how competent we are if it comes to that.
that'll go well.
It's fine, it's not exactly like they can really complain anyway. We were specifically tasked to this. So, you know, this is
they're
entirely
soldiers.
by
They can
request.
complain. Sailors, sorry. They can complain, and they will, I'm sure. About everything.
Oh, but they can't
Especially-
complain too hard, surely.
They can't do anything about it but complain,
Exactly.
so let
Yeah.
them have some
Yeah,
agency.
they do some complaining. A lot of complaining.
Oh, but hey guys, check out what I made. I'll show you guys my new little hat. It's like a little newsboy hat. And, well, as you all know, I can't swim. So I made this, this cap of water breathing in case I fall off.
Is it made out of a newspaper?
No, it's like one of
It's
those little
like-
hats with a little brim. And, you know, like a
That's
newsboy.
adorable.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna keep this on your head when you fall in the water? Are you sure it's not just gonna fly off your head and float to the surface
I
without
sure
you?
hope so. God, Galthak, I didn't think of that.
Ooh,
It's
maybe
a
it's
strap to go under your chin with it.
Well, that didn't
Yeah.
fucking work.
Use a little barrette and just attach it to your hair.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of criticisms. How about some commendation? It's the first time I've done one of these.
I think it looks
Ew.
very nice and it's very practical.
Well, I think
Thank
you've done a
you.
fantastic job. Unfortunately,
Thank
if you
you.
can't swim, that does mean we're still gonna have to jump in and save you when you're floating like 50 feet
But I
under the
won't-
water, just hovering now.
I won't drown is the key.
It won't.
That's
come
a
to
good
that.
that's a good
How
sign
long
at
does
least.
the
We'll
water in
probably
there
still have
last?
to rescue you.
How long does the what?
How long does the air in there last?
This cap of water breathing? While wearing this cap underwater, you speak a command word to create a bubble of air around you. It stays until you speak the command word again. The cap is
Ooh.
removed, or you are no longer underwater. So
Ooh,
yeah, maybe I
that's
should have
It just
put
lasts
some little
2 minutes.
buckles on it.
Oh, great. That's really cool. I thought that
I'll be
there-
doing that.
Yeah. I thought there was a limit on it.
There's 2 things that you can infuse that give you water breathing, and one has a limit and one doesn't. So I took the one that doesn't.
Nice.
Why would anyone take the other one?
Exactly. The other one's
Does it-
like a breathing
Does
bubble
the
or
other
something.
one give you a swimming speed?
Maybe. I don't think so. So I was like, I don't understand why you would do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I'll be fashioning some little straps onto my hat so it doesn't
Okay.
fall off.
Lovely.
That's what I'm doing in my time now.
Maybe we
Everyone
should
else is
fashion
just
you some
staring
fins as
enviously
well.
at your unusual leather-brimmed cap.
I feel like you guys are better swimmers than me.
We need to get you some fins so you can propel yourself through this water.
Can Lucas swim?
Don't worry, you'll become a fish
Yeah,
yet.
I have a swimming speed and a climbing speed.
Okay.
Amazing.
Where did you learn
Yeah.
to swim?
I get it. Well,
I know why your character can swim because of their character sheet.
I have
did
swum
Luca learn to
before.
swim?
I swam to the dragon statue where I got my arrow. Yes, he learned like any forest dweller, in a swamp playing with dirt.
Wait a minute.
I was so ready for you to say in the river. It
I
just
was
like,
ready for the
swamp.
river.
In the
No,
swamp.
No one was ready for
No.
swamp.
My father. I don't even know if there's a spot nearby. No, obviously I was raised by my single father who was a hunter, and whilst he was out hunting, I'd have
Came
to,
by.
I had to deal with myself, and so I would go gallivanting. Maybe there wasn't a swamp, but that's probably where I also learned to climb and where I learned to play tic-tac-toe with the chicken.
Aw.
The chicken
It
one.
is now official canon. Luca learned to swim in a puddle in the middle of the forest.
Yes.
He calls it a swamp.
I'm a very good swimmer in water that's 2 inches. Put me in anything deeper, I'm fucked.
Well,
Don't
okay,
know
guys,
how.
that's the campaign. It's all over now.
As you guys are discussing this, suddenly you just hear Karina in your head a blast of sound. Hi, Karina! Can you hear me? You
Ooh.
think it's Verity.
Wow.
Yes,
who
send
did
you a
that?
send-
Tone it down, please, Verity. I can hear you just fine if you speak in your normal voice. What news?
That was
Get
probably
nothing
all he
back.
could send. Until what, tomorrow?
I'm gonna send it again.
You now can't sending yourself?
Yeah.
Ah.
Not much, just checking in. Glad you can hear me.
Wow. Good spell slots.
Amazing.
Wait, who sent that message?
I think he
Verity.
just got like a little bit of a headache, just right between his eyes, just something, just mind slivered him from across the world.
Does he know magic? What's the deal? How did he do
You'll
sending?
find out one day.
What?
I'm not gonna ask him.
No, don't. It's not worth it.
He's in the doghouse. Karina's done with him. Yeah, after that strange, unnecessary message, the captain comes by to you and he says, I'm expecting coordinates of where we should be going next. Have you received them yet?
No.
I have not.
Not to worry. Let me know if it changes. Otherwise, we'll keep on the course that was previously arranged. I'm to defer to you if there is anything that you need me to be aware of or change or adjust. I'm not particularly used to that. But, yes, we'll try and work together on this. It's important that it works appropriately. I don't know if any of you
informed.
are aware of navigation. Sorry, I've moved you guys to the wrong screen, haven't I? That's what I was looking for. I'm not sure if any of you are aware of navigation, but just to let you know, we're going to be moving up the coast, keeping approximately 2 miles outside the coast, and we're going to go around the islands: Antler, Landsrock, Gull Island, Near Island. No, that place doesn't exist.
Are you sure?
Oh, sorry. Hold on, let me just switch this towards me. Yeah, we're going to sort of move our way out like this until we get to Near Island, where we will stop and pick up supplies. The plan is then to return, head all the way down to Neat Bay, and then return back to Valaris. This journey is expected to take approximately a week. It is just a 1-week patrol.
Is this the regular path this ship is going to be taking, like, after this little test run?
The second time after they've docked, he will tell you. The second time after we've docked, there'll be a second journey. We'll go all the way up to White Island, passing on the east of Near Island, and stock back up at... I keep letting go of the mouse. And stock back up at Point Rock, After which we will journey all the way back, stop in at Antler Island for supplies, head down to Neat Bay, and then subsequently all the way down to Shale.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to be its full patrol. The idea is that a second boat will perform the same patrol, but alternating, so that they'll both have a north and a south side. The idea being that the crews will get used to all of those waters, so that if they are called to the aid of someone else who's in waters, they won't be unfamiliar waters they have to tread. They'll always be waters that they're accustomed to. Later, when there are more boats, so approximately 3 or 4 months, they reckon, another 6 boats will be released, and they will have smaller patrol routes. So, for example, there'll be one that just patrols the Isles, etc. One that patrols the ice plain inlet. That sort of thing.
Nice.
That's the hope, at least. I mean, that's what I'm told. Right now, I'll be happy if we can just get everybody pulling oars in the right direction. It's a green crew for sure.
Well,
Very few
gotta start
seasons shipping
somewhere.
between them. Well, a couple of merchant boys know their way around an oar on the boat, but they'll be useless with a sword, and those that are useful with a sword haven't got a clue how to rig a sail. Speaking of which, do any of you want to participate and learn about a few bits on the ship? I'm more than happy. I know that obviously Galthak, we spent some time discussing certain techniques in port, but there's no better way to learn than do, I always say.
Oh, it's true. I can help out then as best as I can.
Brashen! He shouts, and sort of after a while, Brashen sort of comes in. Sir, I'd like you to take our guests, see around the ship, give them an idea of the general sales requirements. Much like you have some of the greener soldiers. Just make sure they're aware, how to rig an emergency sail. Maybe not Galthak, but everybody else might visit the crow's nest. Galthak's the big one. Maybe, how to pull a line, a couple of bits like that. Galthak might be of use for the rudder as well.
I could do that.
Yeah, and Brashen will offer, sort of looks over you. Alright, well, don't expect much of me, but I know my way around a ship. I'll more than gladly show you. You got any questions? And he'll sort of lead you to start walking towards the main sails, the mast. Up top, so to speak.
We've taken off. We're just at sail already, or at sea, I mean.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Oh.
Does that make you guys lost? Those of you, like Galthak and Karina, can you still move? Yeah, okay, great.
Yeah.
Cool, 'cause it's a bit of a bizarre situation where I think you're actually above the map. You should be able to just do that. There we go. Oh, that's weird. The token's like slightly hidden. Anyway, as I said, I'm playing with all of this. I have tested a few things. But regardless, he'll sort of, if you don't have any questions, he'll show you how to rig an emergency sail. If the sail was to catch fire, or if the mast was to collapse, he'll show you where the spare mast is. Obviously, Galthak, you'll be of great use during the moments like that. He'll show you the rudder itself, which usually takes 3 men to make a sharp turn, or 2 to make a gentle turn. You will definitely be able to make a gentle turn on your own. A sharp turn will require an athletics check, obviously. You don't need one right now because we're going in the right direction. Well, anyway, just I'd mention how it's done. Crow's Nest, you all happy running the rigging? How are you for climbing? Anyone good at climbing?
Pretty sure I could climb, but I don't think I'd fit in a nest.
I don't know if the nest will hold you, if I'm being deadly honest.
Oh wait, I'm great at climbing. I forgot. I'm just.
Are you? How did you forget a thing like
that? Being out on the open sea and under the open sky, I got a little distracted.
You're not much of a boat person. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm more used to being on solid ground, but it's all right.
You'll get your sea legs soon enough, I'm sure.
We'll see. If I need to, I could climb up there. Maybe I'll just hang out down here with Galthic for the moment.
As you're sort of walking around, Karina, you receive a message. Karina, Jenkins here. Just checking in. Hope you're okay. Verity sent me a very useless message. We're 17 clicks northeast of you.
Same useless message. Going well. Nothing to report. Position unchanged.
Who knew that Jenkins was going to be the competent one?
I know.
I
He
did.
sounded so professional.
Yeah, you know him. He probably wrote it down 6 times, counting out the words. But regardless, you'll also be shown how to. He will request that you don't do it now, but how to drop anchor in an emergency, and he will ask sort of Galthak and excuse me, Galthak, Winona, and Luca, if they could show some of the sailors how to fire a bow, a crossbow, and hold a sword, that sort of thing.
Wow.
And but before that, he asks if anyone's willing to run the rigging. He will lead the way up there. Luca, are you willing to run the rigging?
Any chance to show off? Yes.
Great. Okay, go ahead and give me an athletics or acrobatics check, whichever you prefer.
I'd love to.
If you
I'll
have
go
a climbing
acrobatics.
speed, you may make it at advantage.
I love that.
Winona, you in?
All right, I'll go with.
Okay. Karina? Same thing,
I'm
by
in.
the way. Okay. And Kai?
What kind of check was
Okay.
it?
It's acrobatics or athletics, whichever you prefer.
Oh,
If you
cool.
have a climbing speed, you make it with advantage.
Yay.
What if you grew up on a boat?
I don't think... I'm not sure. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll take it. I'll take a check, Karina, but with
Damn,
advantage.
bro.
With advantage.
It was
Boy.
meant to be.
Ooh.
Sorry. Did anybody get below a 16?
No, I also got a 24.
Okay, we got a 25, a 24, a 24, and... Kai?
Just,
A 9.
just keep going.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So yeah, as you're heading up the rigging, he sort of... Brashen sort of stops for a moment, and he just sort of puts his hand sort of not on your back, but like behind your back, what you do with like a 7-year-old when they're doing the monkey bars. No, I'm not calling Kai a 7-year-old. I'm just saying, like that
Oh,
look where you're
cute.
ready to catch, right? And then he just says, don't think too hard about it. Of all people, you'll be the most fine if you fall into the water. It's everybody always gets a bit nervous first few times, but you know what? The view up there is beautiful. Like, just keep thinking about the view you're going to get in a minute. I'm sure the sea's a natural home for you, right? Just keep on moving up, not to worry. Damn, there you go. See, you're already up there. Fantastic. I saw you hesitate for a moment, but you did brilliantly. And he sort of brushes,
Wow.
encouraging you as he goes. And then you're all sort of hanging around the crow's nest, and he'll very awkwardly point out, Kai first, if you don't mind. Winona, you can probably jump up and with them. It's just, you can only get 2 people in the crow's nest at once at any given time. If you don't mind, I'm going to try and squeeze in just here. And he sort of very nonchalantly sort of grabs the edge of the crow's nest and pulls himself up and lands like sat looking outwards. So he's like sat on a small rim of wood looking out over the sea with like no hands on anything. It's like really risky.
Ugh.
And he sort of turns back to you both. If you remember that I am correct in thinking I'm giving it the right way around. Brashen is a earth genasi. He's got sort of looks like coral rock with bits
Ooh.
of algae and seaweed and stuff sort of in his body.
What color is he?
A sort of there's lots of mixtures, but his base color is
Wow.
a sort of sandy pale yellow, I guess. Yeah, but,
Ooh,
but
beautiful.
there's different bits of weathered rock. His face is sort of really quite. It's interesting. It looks more like geography than it does like a face. But he's quite endearing, as he goes. And you will notice that he is cheating about this climbing thing. A bit like meld into stone, except he seems to be melding into wood. Just where his hands are, you can see like little growths have come out that have held him in place.
Ooh.
So he's like latched on with his rockiness.
Like a Spider-Man.
almost like he's amorphous. Like he's able to extend bits of his body. But Kai, you will find yourself with Winona in the crow's nest. And again, he sort of puts his arm out as if to steady you, but he doesn't touch you. He just lets you do your own thing. He's just ready to catch you at any given moment. And he looks down to Karina and to Luca and sort of, I hope you don't mind. It won't be a minute, I'm sure. But I'm sure you want your newer, greener friends to experience this first. And you.
Oh, I was thinking me and Karina was like climbing it like Mulan does with the 2 medallions, just round.
Well, he does mention,
Laughing.
I do know that you two seem a lot more comfortable with the ship in general. I mean, Winona climbs like a pro, but you mentioned.
I just walked right up it. That was a nat 20. I don't know if anyone noticed.
Yeah, she just no hands, just sort of leaping up the rigging, this tiny little body like flipping up. But yeah, it's the two of you get there. I mean, it's a beautiful view for a start. He will point out just over to the northwest. You will be able to see the Regal. So the two ships are sort of following the same path. They're meant to be 20 clicks apart, but currently they're 17. I don't really know what a click is, if I'm honest. I haven't got a clue as a DM.
Me neither.
I tried looking it up. I think it's got something to do with how fast you're going.
It's a kilometer.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not how it was explained before.
No, you might be thinking like maybe knots or something like that. But no, click is 1K.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So in that case, they're not 17. They're 1.7 away. They're only just over sort of a kilometer and a half away.
Give
yeah,
Jenkins a break. He was trying to focus on sending. He
misspoke.
Yeah,
He's not that good at math.
No, Jenkins knows exactly where you are. It's the DM that hasn't got a fucking clue. But basically, yeah. I thought it was something to do with speed, but maybe that's not. It's like
It might be not.
something
Yeah.
to do with
Yeah.
like how long a certain distance takes in any given time because of your speed. Is fuck knows. Anyway, yeah, you guys are moving in sort of unison, but a little way away from each other, and you can see with your natural eye. Does anybody have a spyglass in their possession?
You'd think I would.
Would you? That's very
do,
rare.
I do.
This time, yeah. Karina has one, so I thought probably a gift from her
Perfect.
father. They are very expensive in this day and age. Not that you guys have a problem with money, but finding them is often an issue. Right? And he hands you his little wooden one, but it's not very effective. It's sort of a 0.5 times magnifier as opposed to is that even a thing? Like a 1.5 times magnifier. Whereas Karina's is a proper 6 on collapsible scope.
And we'll unclip it from my belt and just hold it up so that Kai or Winona can take it.
Oh, he will sort of look
kind.
cool. That's a real piece of equipment. That's beautiful. This is my own little one. The captain has a proper one, but sailor's wage and all that. But yeah, I mean, just over here, and he starts to sort of point out different bits of the landscape as you guys are progressing. He sort of shows you that there is actually Forge. I'm sure you've heard of the place. Sad story, really. But it's places like that we're going to protect with this boat. That's what we're going to do, and prevent things like Forge ever happening again. Or at least that's me hope. I had a sister in Carl there. Real sad, real sad.
She. Okay.
Oh, she witnessed it. She wasn't.
Oh, good.
Forged, but well.
I mean,
Her
not
friends
good.
were, and yeah, nothing's good about it, really, is it? But the fact that she wasn't, I am very grateful, selfishly. I've got friends all up and down the coast who sailor mates them, as they go. Well, troubling times. Anyway, just up there, you'll see Antler Island. We're going to be passing Antler Island on the way up to Near Island. You'll see the Dragon of Calve pretty soon coming up on the west. Amazing thing, I hear that you've got a friend dragon. Is that right, Luca?
I'll turn to Vero, who's probably just gliding next to us. I'm like,
Oh, right, okay, sorry.
turn and wave, boys, turn. And
Yeah,
wave.
okay, in that case, he won't quite have sent like that. He'd just be like, is that really your dragon? It's amazing, do you know what I mean?
Well, I don't own him, but yes, we are friends.
So if you remember,
Aw.
it's going to play tragic music because everyone's dying. They're not dying anymore. But if you remember, this is the Dragon of Carve, the dragon that was made out of that black rock with silvery veins with it. I think Luca, was it, climbed up it and took the arrow from its chest?
I did. Oh, look, there's baby Vero. I don't know what he's doing over there.
No one knows what he's doing over there. You just like to litter the world with of Roll20 with tokens. That's what.
No, but you're right. That's where I got my one unbreakable arrow.
Yeah, well, unbreakable might be a stretch, but
that's just what it was called.
It's called an unbreakable arrow, yes. And Karina, you might remember that it's the same wood as your mother's charm, wizard wood. I was trying to explain to Josh why the woman's anti-pregnancy charm and the arrow were made of the same wood. It didn't go well. It was a very strange.
Well, the arrow also keeps me from getting pregnant. So
Thank goodness.
Just
Definitely
the
the
same.
arrow doing that.
Yeah.
I keep trying.
I'm sure you do. Regardless. Yeah, so basically he'll point out everything and then he'll ask if Kai and Winona can step out and let Karina and...
Gladly.
What is going on today? Finding music is hard. Let Karina and Luca have a turn in the crow's nest, and he says that this is my favourite place up here. It really is. It's peaceful, you know. It's often just myself up here. I can see down at the crew what they're doing, but more importantly, I can just look out over the ocean. She's my home, you know. Anyway, that's enough of me getting sentimental. I'm sure you're bored of me already. But there are a few other things I'd like to show you around the ship, if you don't mind. You had a question, Luca?
I didn't have a question. I was merely going to say that now that I'm way up here, it's crystal clear, and now I'm in a whole new world.
Oh yeah, that's there's something, isn't it? It's I imagine it's a whole new world under the sea as well. I'm sure Kai can tell us all about that. I imagine. It's
Yeah, I heard down there it's better and it's wetter.
No,
You got that
don't
before I
take it
did.
from me.
I was about to go there. But yeah, he's sort of
Anyway, how far are we going?
near island. It's quite a way.
Then why is it called Near Island? I say from down at the
because
bottom.
It's nearest the Red Isles. It's always the first to see troubles. 6 different forts have been built there and built back up there, you know. And every time they tumble back down to ruins by the raiders.
Why isn't it called Danger Island?
Well-
Keep clear from here.
You know, they've rebuilt it again, haven't they? They've fortified. I heard you were part of that, weren't you?
We were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tells you guys' deeds. I mean,
We've been around.
Get so much done.
It's true. Sometimes even I forget all the things we've done. There's just so many.
Why? You should have a bard write some songs about you, you know?
Oh, we do, but she's
Oh.
scared of notes.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. She was meant to be on the ship and she declined. I don't know why anybody
She
declined
did.
such a wonderful ship as this. Anyway, now that we're passing Carver, it's time to start adjusting the rigging, and that means we want to get down. Otherwise, things are going to start swinging. And begging your pardon, but I think a couple of your Kai, you might find yourself a little taken aback if everything starts moving while we're climbing it. So let's get down, and then we'll do that. Lead you down. And yeah, just show you a few things, how to coil the ropes properly, how to man an oar if you do need to. He says, I can't imagine that any of you will need to get on an oar. I'm sure if we're in a fight, the last thing we want you doing is pulling an oar, but if we're running away and it's all hands on deck, maybe, I don't know. Just worth knowing, isn't it? You'd think it was real simple, like pull and push, but it ain't as easy as you might think. You've got to keep in time with your other pals. It's helpful if you've got an ear for music. Often the person in charge is calling out at a rhythm or a cadence, as they call it. You've got an ear for music and you can keep time. It makes it a lot easier. I've always found it a bit more difficult working in tandem like that, but it's a beautiful thing, you know. That sort of thing. But anyways, I've rattled on enough. I'm sure you will work the rest out yourselves. Make yourself at home. Welcome aboard. I know the others haven't all taken so kindly, but I, for one, am very glad to have you all on board.
Wow.
Thanks for the welcome.
What was this guy's name again?
Brashen.
Ration. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so this is Brashen, the Earth Genasi, and the captain is Graf, the human.
Copy.
And the main reason why you don't have handouts of these is because I couldn't find a cool piece of coral Earth Genasi art Why nobody's done that yet, I don't know. Little corally fishy rocks. It's a cool idea.
I know.
I know. I couldn't find any decent art, so I was like, nope, they're not having art, I'm done. And every picture I look for of Graf just made him look like a pirate, and he's not a pirate. He's a respectable captain of a merchant ship. At least that's what he was.
It's a fine line between that and piracy, isn't it?
No. But regardless, with that, sort of early evening is upon you. It's been quite a day. I'm sure you'll all want to settle in. Is there anything else that you guys would want to do today or the following day? All right. Okay. I'm glad that you finished that. Is there anything else that you might wish to do apart from making nice pirate rhymes?
Wow.
You're good.
God,
Okay.
Luke.
Yeah, you can all take a long rest. The following day comes up. It's very early on the boat where you guys begin to feel a little queasy. I will take
Seriously?
a con save, please, from everyone. Karina, you may make this an advantage. I think Kai as well. Although you're not particularly used to boats, you are used to the sea.
Is it from the geese sandwiches that I handed out?
No, there is no con save saving you from those. If you ate a geese sandwich, you take 100 necrotic damage.
Oh no!
Wow.
But yeah,
Nice
the boat
deadly
is really
toxin.
sort of beginning to rock quite heavily.
Oh, boy.
And it is because at early morning there is a squall, as they might call it. It is, it's... Oh, no, press that. Spider alert. There we go. And as you sort of wake up, you can already sort of hear the wind tossing the boat. You can feel it sort of swaying side to side, but not in a comfortable manner. It's still early onset of spring. You can still get the winter gales. And, it's not nice at all. Even Karina just sort of, did anybody get below 15 on their con save?
I got a 6.
A 6?
Oh no.
You will have disadvantage on all ability checks.
Oh boy, I'm gonna stay in bed today.
For the day, yeah. It's a
Can
rough one.
I... Wait, what race am I? Can I give her a lesser restoration if she's not feeling well? Just
Braxton just pops like, how'd you forget a thing like that? People don't know if they can climb, they can't remember what race they are.
Oh
Christ, spend
boy.
no time to-
Oh dear.
you want to cast Lesser Restoration?
Yeah.
I will say
Just
you can... Yeah,
More of a pat on the back kind of deal.
yeah, it might help Karina get some... might help Winona get some food down, which at least line your stomach against this seasickness. But it's not going to prevent you from the ability check problem. But I would say that it will allow you to make sort of attack rolls, save rolls, etc. You should be absolutely fine for all that. It is also shiting it down with rain outside. As such, it's wholly unpleasant. And at this moment, Graf comes in. Don't mind me. One moment, sorry. And he heads into his little area he's cordoned off in the stateroom. Sort of begins sifting through some stuff, and he comes out with what is an oil skin. These are quite expensive in this day and age. Not many people have them, but it's basically like a waterproof, effectively. And it runs from shoulder. It's like a floor-length cloak. It runs from shoulder to foot, but all around him, allowing him to stay dry. Horrible weather. Actually, come to think of it, I don't suppose you guys do some magical stuff, right?
The only magical thing I can do is cast Suck It Up, Buttercup. You got this.
Well, we've got a bit of a problem, actually. There's a hole in the hull. It's above the sea level, but I wouldn't really want to dangle a sailor over it in this weather. But every time a wave crashes against us, we're taking on water. I don't suppose anyone has a way of dealing with that, do they?
Might you get it from the inside as well?
No.
Like a mending? Is that what you need? Blech. I say
If you have a
between
magical
throwing up.
ability to fix things, then well, that'll do it. Yeah, or just a way to keep someone safe while they fix it. Basically, sort of. I'll use the boat picture. Let's bring the boat picture up. So there's no inside variant for like here. Oh, that's all
Right.
Like effectively, it's there is an inside area, but you can't like get up in there. It's quite a tight angle, and also
Right.
there's a secondary layer of wood inside, so you'd have to break down some to then put it back up. It's a lot easier to fix from the
Right.
outside. Not to
Got
mention
it.
as well,
I see.
usually if you're going to nail something on, you don't want to nail it on from the inside because there'll be gaps. Right? Whereas if you nail a piece of wood on the outside, then it should prevent any water from getting inside. So anyway, oh! Get yourself on the map, player. What you doing? Get rid of my circle. So, oh, you're looking very green, Winona. Are you alright?
Yeah, can I maybe do this? I could definitely help you tomorrow.
Yeah, by that point, I could also manage it. Is anybody else got any way to at least keep a sailor safe if I drop him over the edge?
I could hold a sailor over the edge with a magical hand.
Are you
I can probably hold him around with ropes.
I don't think your mage hand is going to hold a person. Am I misunderstanding something, Karina?
It would be a Bigby's hand,
Oh!
not a mage hand.
Well, yeah, so you can sort of put it underneath. I see.
Oh.
I was just
I just dangle him by his coat, just.
How is that helping?
Hello, mage.
Sure, okay. And also you have the ability to catch him if he is off, right?
Yeah,
That's what-
basically just holding steady or blocking the wind and.
Well, our carpenter's quite
Right.
willing to go over the side with just your standard harness. Any help that you might offer like that would be really appreciated. Save your friend leaving the room. I'm sure she doesn't want to feel wet on top of all of that. I'll have the galley cook you up some ship's broth. It's good for when you're feeling sick. A hard tackle, do you?
Thank
Well,
you.
leave off the goose sandwiches.
I put down the goose sandwich. I was trying to eat.
Yeah, not good for that.
I throw the last one over it.
It almost hits the ocean before, like, in the water, you just see this gull sort of leap down, grab it,
Ooh.
and off it goes. It was waiting for that sandwich. It's been waiting for like 2 days.
Damn seagull.
The gull is
About to
gonna
die.
eat geese.
Oh yeah, seagulls don't give a
They don't give a
fuck.
shit.
Oh my
They
goodness.
eat horse,
Like
they
Straight
eat
up
cow.
cannibals.
Yeah, they'd eat exactly. They'd happily eat gull. But regardless, Galthek, I'm sure you'll go out and help brace the harness. Yes.
Yeah, I'll do what I can for them.
Kai, are you contributing to this madness?
Yes, somehow, yes.
That's alright, you don't have to. But you will go out at least in this shiting it down storm of rain and howling
Yeah.
winds. Get involved.
I don't care about rain.
No, I don't think you would. What about Luca? Are you a say inside-y kind of moment?
No. I think I think whilst people are trying to work, Luca would be trying to tell them like all these extravagant tales. You know, they're like, "Can you pass me that wrench?" And he picks it up, but is still mid talking and doesn't actually end
I
up
love
giving
that.
it
Okay, so
back.
there are sailors who have never really worked a ship like this, a warship. Like for all of them, the boat is too big, and they're not used to it having oars, and it's undermanned, right? Because they have to get the soldiers on instead of the men crew. The soldiers have no idea how to be sailors, so they're just getting in the way and sort of not really sure what to do. One guy nearly went overboard before because he wasn't holding on properly, and they haven't got their sea legs yet. There's a howling gales. It's shitting it down with wind. There's a little bit of lightning and thunder in the distance. And then there's just shouting over the top of it all, Luca tell the tale of the Kraken. Absolute nightmare.
I
But
wish I had
regardless,
silence.
Oh.
regardless, you are able to get out on the deck. And, yeah, Karina, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna, after he's got the harness and everything is ready to go over, I'm gonna put Bigby's hand like between him and the coming waves, basically, and just to
Shelter him.
break the spray. Yeah.
You meet the ship's carpenter. You were not expecting someone so small. The ship's carpenter is a halfling, and he's got a sort of very pleasant face, ginger hair, loads of freckles all over his face, and like kind of leather-beaten face. Looks to be in his 50s or 60s. I told you, it's not, we don't need any of this drama. I've got my harness, I'll be absolutely fine. I've been over the edge of a ship 100 times, don't worry about it. When you sort of summon up this blue hand, he's like, now that's worrying. Like, is it going to hurt me? Is it going to... What do I even do with it? And then he sort of waves his little hand up, he's like, nice to meet you.
I just sort of give a little wave, just the fingers moving, just a little hello.
I'm meant to trust that, you say? Over my harness. Or I have my harness on me, but I'm not taking that.
Keep your harness.
Try a thumbs up.
The hand's
maybe
a
he'll
backup.
like that.
Alright, okay. Well, I do have my hammer and my wood, but before we left, I was assured that this would work. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. And he takes what looks like a sort of paintbrush, but like it's quite big. It's like somewhere between a paintbrush and a broom, I guess. He's sort of holding it in his hand, but it's quite thick, and the brush is sort of like almost a foot long. When you see it glimmers with a slight sheen of magic on it. He's like, now I've been assured this will work, but well, no time like the present to find out. It's only got 2 charges a day, from what I'm told. So, when you're ready, big man. Do you think you could hold on to this? And he hands you the secondary harness, which is like a little... It's like a sling, basically, that he's going to step on, that you're going to lower. And then he's got his own harness, which ties him to the ship itself. Which
Right, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that'll be no problem.
Right,
Yeah, I
right,
gotcha.
lie me down. I've got this. Let's go. He sort of lowers down, and then is he... Whoa! That's amazing! He does it again. Alright, but it's out of charges. I'm going to have to do the last bit by hand. Stick of mending. And then he gets sort of a piece of wood, a plank of wood, and you hear him sort of nailing it in. Oh, it's a squall here! God, so I'm drenched. This is my best shirt. Hell, it's my only shirt.
Right, we'll get you somewhere dry after this.
Aye, I'll be getting brandy in the galley for dropping over the edge of this. And then he sort of nails it in, and after a while he's like, come on up! And Karina, just as he says, come on up, you just hear a message in your mind. Karina, I'm ever so sorry about yesterday. Had not realised that I'd only be able to send one message. How are...
Very good, very good.
Verity.
Verity, please. Important information in the first 5 words. Please. Good day.
Cool. Well, hopefully there was nothing important in today's message. You are able, however, to maintain your concentration, bring him back up. The sling comes up, the hand comes up, and the captain looks at you. And how long does that hand last?
I've got a few more minutes. What do you need? It's 10 minutes, isn't it? Stigbies? Oh no, never. It's 1 minute.
It's 1 minute.
I've got like 10 seconds left.
Uh-oh.
Not to worry then. Never mind. Can I borrow you, Galthak, then?
Absolutely. What do you need?
Are you quite steady on your feet on this boat in this storm? Give me an
Should
athletics
be steady
check. Tell me
enough.
if you are.
Dex check?
No,
Sure.
an athletics check.
Oh, athletics. Well, that would be, for an athletics check, that would probably end up being 10.
A 10.
Yeah, I rolled
Well,
a
athletics
dex
is
check,
+2.
so that's athletics as well. Yeah.
No.
Oh,
no.
sorry, wait, no, that's acrobatics, sorry. Yeah, no, athletics is,
But you also have advantage, I think.
17.
Okay. Or do you already have advantage?
only when
No,
raging.
not advantage on athletics, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, with 17, you'll be absolutely fine. And he said, right, okay, so it's just annoying. Back this way, and he sort of leads you right to the back of the boat. And he'll show you there's a rudder, and then there's like a secondary minor anchor. It's usually used for like, it's not actually for anchoring you in the sea, it's for like hooking around the edge of a harbour.
Right.
For a piece of wood or something, or a piece of metal. Just
Yeah,
to steady
gotcha.
the boat a bit. And he's like, it dropped loose earlier, and well, none of our men can reel it in.
I got this.
Go ahead and give me a second athletics check. There is
You know
another
what's-
man who comes over, to sort of give you a hand, and he sort of gives you a wave, and name's Ibris, and he's definitely something about him. His skin's a little grey. He's a little over 7 foot, very well muscled, very flat nose, slight curl to his lip. He's definitely not full human. but he sort of
Righto.
clasps your hand quite strongly, and he's like, "Pleasure to have your help. Yeah, so I'll brace the rope. If you could just reel it in each time, I'll just cut it off." And he shows you that he's basically got like, there's a contraption with a piece of metal, with like a second piece of metal in it, that is meant to be clamped down on the rope. He's going to loosen it, and you're going to reel it in.
And then he's going to clamp it.
Yeah, and each time he'll clamp it to prevent you from losing grip or anything. But go ahead and give me your athletics check.
Well, what I am going to do in order to reel this in as hard and quick as possible and make sure we get this, I will actually take advantage of raging for this, and I will get pretty into this hauling and just
Start
get
working out.
everything right. Yeah.
It's like
That's
girding
gonna be a
yourself
27.
up. He sort of looks at you like, alright, I think we need a ritual. We need to do the haka before we start. But,
I think for 27, I just do it all in one go, right?
Well, no, what it is that you heave very quickly between pulls, right? So you can only pull as far as your arm can pull, right? You've got a lot of reach, but you haven't got 70 feet.
No, that's true, yeah.
So you pull one full arm, and then he clamps on one full arm, and then he clamps, etc. But you're doing it at such a pace that like he's almost not quite letting it loose in time. He just sort of looks at you and goes, "Man, I thought I worked hard." Right. Well,
I'm one of the strongest Goliaths out there. Yet to be the strongest man, but
I've heard
that's the
some
goal.
tales from Skell.
That'd be me.
Well, my father might take you on an arm wrestle, but myself, I'm good. And he sort of nods at
Maybe
you.
I'd like to challenge him
Well,
one
that's
day.
right.
That sounds like that'd be a good bit of fun.
He's a war chief.
Oh,
And,
Jesus.
His father is an orc war chief.
Ooh.
Okay. Would I have heard of the guy?
No, then the orcish war chiefs are nowhere near
Right, got
Skeld.
got
I'll
it, got
show
it.
you on the map.
Ah, right, yeah, okay, I wouldn't have heard of him.
The orcish war chiefs are known to do like the southern barons and like the area south of Isgrandia, so down there.
Yeah,
so no, you have no
miles
reason
away
to have
then.
heard of him. But he tells you that he'll introduce you one day. He's just called Strongarm by his friends.
Well, I have to say, yeah, just how strong his army is one day.
He might well have met his match. And then, Karina, while this is all happening, you get a nice little polite message. Already sent another useless message today. Oh well. Bearing's still good. Weather's horrific. Hope you are well. Jenkins.
Aw.
Hey, Jenkins.
Nothing here that we can't handle. Glad everything's going well. Maintaining course.
Great. And other than that, everybody's just advised to keep mostly inside. But there is one person who won't be able to keep inside. What does Vero think of this weather?
I mean, there.
Yeah, I agree. It gives him asthma.
Oh, he's getting a cold.
Right?
I think I might have asthma.
Oh no.
Yeah, so, I mean, Vero is, quote unquote, naturally a lightning dragon, so he's loving this.
But he's currently in fire form, right?
Yeah, but he's not Charmander.
No,
So
no,
the flame on
but
his
he's got
tail.
like a much. He's gonna have a much hotter inner body, right? So maybe that's good.
Yeah,
for
so
him,
it's
maybe
not
keeps himself
cold.
nice and warm.
Yeah.
But in
definitely.
general, the red dragons do prefer to eat the deserts and such. Whereas,
Sure.
as you say, a lightning dragon or a white dragon would much prefer the cold or the ice. Silver actually would be zero. Does he go red and
No,
he
he's
goes red, blue, and
he's
white, doesn't he?
chromatic.
Yeah, he's chromatic.
He's chromatic,
Yeah.
yes.
So blue and white would be much happier in the cold, but I'm sure he's used to it from his older times. And yeah, I mean maybe he's doing some wonderful tricks out there in these howling gales.
I think he's probably currently trying to hunt a whale.
That is a task.
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying very hard. So far, he's caught a trout, a couple of
Impressive.
salmon.
Also
Yeah, trouts are
impressive.
quite big. Salmon's not so much.
Are they?
Yeah, trout are big fish.
Yeah,
Trout or tuna?
I have no
tuna
idea.
are absolutely massive, but trout are
Tuna.
pretty big.
Big.
I'll take your word for it. He's catching fish.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So they are. No, I was just checking the trout. Trout can be found in the ocean. Just there, I was like, hang on a second, because you can catch trout in a river, but it's different trout. Anyway, yeah, he's catching some fish that, like, you might eat on a human table. If he tries to catch a whale, he might get eaten. But he can give it a go.
Why would a whale eat a dragon?
By mistake, the size of your dragon.
But a whale doesn't come to the surface to eat.
They come to the surface to breathe.
Exactly,
Yeah,
that's their fatal
and if Nero
mistake.
sort of comes down to water level to try and claw it, he's going to find himself eaten.
Oh no, it would go for the blowhole. That way, it would stop it breathing, and then it would float to the.
Okay, so Nero will get
hopefully
pulled down. I don't think the whale would float to the top. Does the dead whale float to the top? I don't know. There's some research for you to do on break. Anyway,
They sink to the bottom.
you can also have a long rest. The day 2 is over, and you're making steady progress. Steady progress. Day 3 is a little nicer. Day 3 is pretty relaxed, pretty chill. Not too much going on. It's quite like it's a trickily gentle pace. And sort of 6 a.m., 7 a.m. When Brashen knocks gently on the stateroom door. Any early risers?
I guess me.
Not after yesterday, no.
Yeah, Karina, go ahead and give me a Constitution check. See how you're feeling. Just to see how you're feeling.
Constitution just after yesterday. 18.
Yeah. Oh no, sorry, I said Karina and I meant Winona. Apologies. Yeah, I don't know why you'd have to make a Constitution check.
Check.
I'm
You were
confused.
fine. Yeah, yeah, just a con check. See how you're feeling.
Much better.
Oh, much better. Okay, great. But yeah, sort of 6, 7 o'clock, Brashen knocks. And, sorry, I know it's early, but just while the weather's so lovely and the boat's making time on its own, and well, the captain's not about yet. I wondered if we might do some weapons training for the crew.
Wow.
Sounds like a good idea.
There is also
love to.
there is also one gentleman who claims that his best ability is minor magic. I don't know if you and Kai might well, maybe just
I'd
you actually,
happily like
because
to see what he can do.
I've got something else for Kai as well. I hate to be presumptuous, but someone said Kai's quite good with healing, medicine and stuff. We do have a medicine man on
kept us
board.
alive.
I wondered if maybe they might exchange some secrets. You know, talk the trade, so to speak. If you're all willing, of course. It's just, well, people don't really appreciate that there are things that you're going to be better at than them. You know, they see you as swooping in here like guests. You know, like a noble who's borrowed the stateroom. They don't see that you actually bring something of worth. I think it might be nice for them to see your worth, if you catch my drift. That's all right.
We'd be honored, I say, as I like twiddle an arrow between my fingers.
Glad to hear.
Funny.
So yeah, if you're all willing, obviously I'm assuming that Galthak will lead the sort of swords training, and most of them have sort of slightly curved blades, like almost like sabers. So the idea is with a weapon on a boat, especially when you're fighting people off of a boat, is you don't want to get your weapon caught in something else. So any weapon that you might stab with can be quite dangerous, because if you get it caught and then somebody goes overboard, you either lose your weapon or you lose your own grip, right? You don't want to be brought down off your feet. So the best thing to fight with is a saber, or a sort of curved sword, basically, of any sword, which you can slash with. I'm sure you'll be able to show them a few things. They've also got a few sort of long spears, which are used to basically prevent people from getting on board. And then there's also the sort of ship's contraptions, if you like. So there's various bits of this. There are buckets, which are usually used to tip either salt or hot tar over people who are trying to board the ship.
Oh, yeah, that's some good tactics there.
There's
Dirty,
also the grapnels, which are like basically they're like grappling hooks, but with really sharp bits that are used to be thrown onto another ship and then catch into them. But also there's devices for putting out fires, devices for setting other ships on fire. There's some sort of grapple hooks that reel the boats closer. And basically, Winona, all of those sorts of things is what he's hoping that you might show the best uses of, as you're very contraption-minded. No surprise, Luca. There's men who are trained with crossbows and bows, but not very well, and there's some who think that that might be what they want to take up, but really they haven't got a clue right now.
I will convert them.
Yeah, we will go through you all one by one, but for now I'm just sort of listening through. Karina, there's one gentleman who sort of comes up to you. He's quite an old and grizzled soldier. He's like, I don't claim to be a mage of sorts, but I've got a little bit of natural ability. I just wondered if you might show me the best way to utilise it on a ship. And he'd effectively show you that he's got 2 cantrips. Go him! Woo!
Aww. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty good for a ship. He's got shape water, which might be useful in body terms if it has to be. And he has frost. I never know which one's which. Is it frostbite or the other one?
Mm-hmm.
It's an attack roll.
Freya Frost?
Freya?
Yeah, that's the one. Thank you. I never know which one's which. One's an attack roll and the other one's a con save. It's not a con save. It's an attack roll. And Kai, much to your sort of surprise, it's the big half orc that Galthak saw yesterday. He is the ship's medic, and he suggests to you, well, I don't know if you can help me, but more than anything, I've got a whole lot of bottles with labels that I can't read.
Aww.
I'm more than happy to help.
Thanks. And he'll show you to basically the ship's medical storeroom, which is quite annoyingly tacked onto the main storeroom. So hanging out the corner of all this medicine chests and stuff is spare bolts, spare grapple hooks, bits of sail, and then right next to the sail is bandages, which is really confusing because they're kind of exactly the same thing but in different sizes. You sort of, I'm sorry, it's such a mess in here. So I've got these, and he sort of just gestures towards a pile of bottles. Do you think Kai is quite well read in terms of medicine, or is most of his magic sort of more natural and more?
I mean, they went to college, so.
That is true.
Hell yes.
That is true. So yeah, give me a medicine check with advantage. I think most of these you'll know straight off the bat just by looking at, smelling maybe. But a couple of them, yeah, not so much.
21?
Okay. You will swiftly identify that 3 or 4 of these are complete rubbish. They have absolutely no purpose at all. It looks like sort of old wives' tales, maybe. One of them is octopus ink. You really don't want to use that on somebody. It's not really of any use. And other such weird wives' tales. He was like, oh, I was told that one could cure blindness. Probably not.
I don't believe that's quite accurate.
All right, got it. Any use for it? Not
I'm from
medicinal.
the
but
state.
I don't know
Yeah,
whether
no,
you can write with it or something.
Spider sales.
Probably. I mean, I assume that's the type of ink we have down below.
Ooh, that's
Can be.
true.
Yeah, I would guess actually. Yeah, very much so. I would guess squid ink, octopus ink. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. But, well, if you've got use for it, he sort of hands you the bottle. And a few later, so there's 2 big vats of blood, human blood. It's like I don't really know what I'm meant to do with them. Kind of gross, don't you think?
Right.
Have a purpose for that?
Well, when some people have lost a lot of blood, they can...
We just put it back. Do they drink it?
No, you put it into certain veins and it helps regulate the flow again.
He sort of takes his arm, points to a vein or an artery. He's not really sure. So you just like, wow. Well, that's some real clever stuff. What I do know is these, and he points you towards the splints for the bones. Sort of much simpler stuff, sutures, stitches, that sort of stuff, basic stuff. And then he'll show you like a little scroll case. He says, but these I don't understand at all. And as he takes them out, you will see that there are 2 scrolls of Lesser Restoration and 4 scrolls of Cure Wounds.
Ooh.
All at the first level. Oh, squiggly and everything. You must think me a little foolish. I can read Orcish. I just can't read whatever that is.
No, I don't think that at all. These are scrolls used for healing. More magic inclined, though.
Oh, well, that makes sense. What, the captain has some magic about him. Do you think maybe he'll be able to use them?
There's a chance. I'm not sure what you can all do, so.
Me neither. Yeah, nobody knows. Nobody knew the captain had any magic about him until this moment. Obviously, this guy knows the captain, but you don't. So yeah, you wouldn't have any reason to believe one way or another. Obviously, the mage couldn't. But worst comes to worst, you can use them, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, and while that sort of chat is going on, Winona, there's the ship's carpenter from yesterday. This halfling is sort of really chirpily showing you round sort of all the different contraptions. A couple of them he identifies completely incorrectly, which is terrifying because he's the one who installed them.
Oh dear.
He sort of pointed you at what is basically it's a winch with a grappling hook on it, and you're meant to reel boats in with it. And he's like, "Yeah, those are for pulling wreckages out to sea."
I mean, it could be used that way. Certainly.
Maybe, though you would know that if you pull something from downwards, the whole boat is gonna tip.
Oh, you mean from down in the
Yeah,
ocean?
that's what
I thought
he's
you meant
implying.
maybe something floating.
Oh, sure, yeah, that would work. Yeah, no, I was thinking
Oh,
like
yeah.
deep under the water, like we could pull things up, right? I don't know why we'd need that on this boat, but that's what they asked for.
Well, this one looks a little small for that. But I mean, I think this is more for towing, the kind of
Oh.
tugboat capability.
Oh, or like pulling another boat in close to us if we want to board them.
That makes sense to me. This looks a little small for pulling things out of the depths.
Oh, you're right,
Right.
because, yeah. Well, how we counterbalance it, I suppose. Oh, yeah, well, that's true. And then these, and he'll show you collapsible ladders. They're basically a foot long, and then you press the buttons, and they sort of shoot out.
Oh,
as
these
the
are
long ladder.
awesome.
It's like, these are for climbing the mast, and you're immediately thinking these have nothing to do with climbing the mast at all. They're
Oh,
for bridging-
no.
They're for bridging the gap between the two ships to climb over, and you can see he's not had any experience. Like, you've had no experience with ships, but you've got a better brain for it. Like, he's had no experience with boats at all.
Where did you learn your trade before you came here?
Yeah.
And also, what was his name?
Well, my father had a little 2-man rowboat.
Oh, self-taught.
Well, no, we worked the mountains. Rigging up and down the mountains. I learned a lot about different contraptions. My father's in the quarrying business. We quarry rocks.
Oh.
Truth be
Man.
told, this is the biggest boat I've ever been on by, well, 60 people odd.
Yeah, that's a big shift from the mountains to the sea.
Yeah,
I can relate.
They couldn't find anyone else, and I might have said I've got experience with boats.
Oh, you lied on your resume. We've
Well,
all
no,
been
I mean,
there.
like they said, you have experience with boats. I've been on a 2-man rowboat with my father many times. On the Lake, on the Crystal Lake, sorry. I sat on a
Honestly,
boat.
wouldn't worry about it.
Well,
I feel like a lot of people here are maybe not as experienced as.
You should have seen the soldier yesterday. Then he went over the edge. It was hilarious. Name's Harrison, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it was. He
Harrison.
skidded the whole way down the ship, arms up in the air, flailing around. At least I can walk
no.
up and down a boat.
Yeah, that puts you ahead of some people here.
Thanks. Yeah. So, well, I'm sure you can work out what most of these are for. But the thing is, we've
I
got to
can
find
certainly
ways
try.
to help the men use them. So like quick release mechanics, that sort of stuff. I wonder, these ladders, they're quite easy to do by mistake, but they're not very easy to aim. I wonder whether maybe we might make some adjustments.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we could install like some kind of just a quick latch so no one accidentally activates them.
That could be a good idea.
Something like that. Yeah, I'll start just fiddling with the ladders a little bit.
Have I given
Just
you a
kind of
Tinker's
see.
Tools skill?
Good question. Nope.
Okay, you can give me a... I'll either take maybe a sleight of hand with intelligence? Your intelligence and your dex mods are the same, right?
They're the same, actually, yeah.
So just a sleight of
Sure.
hand check's fine.
Why not? Pretty good rolls today, Winona.
Cool. Yeah, Winona sort of has taken your ideas and started running with them. You've got like automatically releasing little sort of corner grapples to the ladders so they can grab onto other boats.
Exactly.
The buckets have like a refill mechanic that when they get empty, they like automatically counterbalance over, pull back up. You've sped the winches up. Like Winona's like running around, hammering and tinkering on everything. 28.
Yeah, give me something to do.
And while you're doing that, Karina, you receive a message. It is day 3. You get Verity sort of, sorry, Karina, didn't know I had to keep it short. Court Mage Jera has been letting me use his ring of spell storing.
Oh my gosh, I love this. All these useless messages in Karina's inbox.
Verity, you're a very smart man. How's the wife? Please, tell me. All about it. Right now.
Just flexing the extra words.
You sort of get this hesitation. Just nothing at all.
Oh no.
And then after about a minute, Jenkins.
Well, I didn't cast any back to him.
No, that's what I mean. After about a minute, Jenkins sends you a message and says,
Oh, great.
Verity just told me about his wife,
Oh
Princess
no.
Katrikan, so I don't know where we're headed today. Guess we'll stay course.
I hope the couple's very happy. I think we're all gonna die.
Oh no.
I'm sure it's fine.
I'm not sure it is. But anyway, you've got sort of you were distracted in the middle of trying to help this man aim his ray of frost. You can tell that, like, basically he'll explain that he's used a little bit in his ship's way, but it's normally just to scare off animals that get too close to the boat. Shapewater has helped him bail, right? But that's the only experience he's had of using this magic.
I'm gonna throw out some dancing lights to give him sort of targets and to guide him on aiming the ray of frost.
That's so cute.
He will make an Arcana check. Bam! Easy.
I'm the best teacher in the world.
He gets that's a nat 20 for 21, by the way. But he's like, and he's proficient. I want to make that clear. But yeah, he's sort of pew, pew, pew. He's like, I'm good at this, aren't I? Look at this. Here we go. Ready? Pew, pew. He's like, wait, and he sort of looks up at the crow's nest. He's like, pew.
No.
I could get used to this. Oh, it's all about refining. You're a good teacher, Corinne. You're a good teacher. Do you ever use shape water in battle?
It's not a spell that I'm very familiar with.
Oh.
I'm not sure if Kai might be able to help you better than me. If you have enemies in the water, perhaps. Yeah. If they're not in the water, I don't know how helpful it'll be, but he might have more ideas for you.
Well, I had been doing this, and he sort of gestures out, and he basically guides a little bit of the wave, just to sort of move a little bit, but it's so gentle and pathetic, it's like washing someone's leg with it. It's really not very helpful. But he's obviously pretty good at bailing with it, amongst other things. So maybe he'll keep that to that. That's sort of... Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'll keep working on it.
Anytime, and I'll just throw the lights back out there again.
Yep.
Just And, you know, but there's archers who could use that too.
And indeed there are. Luca. Luca, what's his typing?
Oh gosh, I'm on the edge of my seat.
I sort of asked Luca. Luca's archer is telling to him like, "How are you doing?" And Luca's just like, "Hold on a second, I've got to write something in my journal."
I'm just taking notes.
On the deck to freeze it. Yeah, that's true. Don't try and make it slippery. Luca, you've got 6 men who claim to be archers. Well, not really claim. You've got 3 of them who are clearly actually archers. They're not great, but they're okay. 20, 30 paces, they're okay. Anything more than that, they might hit. You've got 1 soldier who has a crossbow. He has a crossbow. He doesn't seem to... I mean, he's struggling to reload it, right? Or even load it right now, let alone actually fire it. And you've got 2 men who are holding their bows sort of out in front of them and sort of looking at them askew. You can tell that maybe they didn't volunteer for this.
Okay, I'd like to have them all lined up in a row in front of me, and then I shall stand in front of them and gently pace back and forth as I speak to them. Now, we are all here today to learn what is archery and how can it save my life. Well, in today's lesson, we shall learn the basics of archery, the safety of archery, and how you may one day become an archery prodigy. Like yours truly.
You hear the crossbow man has just shot the bolt into the floor about an inch away from his toe. He sort of looks sheepishly upwards. Sorry, history of archery?
I think it's best if you, I think you should put that down.
Yes, and he sort of, with it instantly, like, chucks it on the floor like it's a snake.
In fact, I think I hear, yes, they're looking for some help in the kitchen. Why don't you see to that?
Luca, right?
Yes.
When we're called to arms, we have to use a weapon. And, well...
Yes. Are you saying a ladle can't be a weapon?
I've been rubbish with a sword. I nearly took the eye out of Fred.
Like I said,
trying to...
ladle.
A ladle?
Anything can be a weapon.
I'm called to defend my country. I can't... Yeah, in my hands, but I need to hit enemies with it. Look,
You can hit enemies with a blunt object. That blunt object could be a ladle. And what more if it's just been stirring hot soup? Burns. 3rd degree burns. You could even pour the soup on them. 5th degree burns.
Every degree of burn.
I see.
And you'll make a killer soup
I'm not cut out for this.
To get that special lady back at home.
He turns to one of the soldiers who's clearly good with the bow, and he's like, "Brody, I can't do this. I can't do this." Brody sort of turns to him. "You can and you will. You need to. We're brothers. We fight together. We defend this together. Do you think maybe with a short bow we could let him have another go?" Okay.
Well, he can certainly try. No arrows with at first. We'll just see how he does pulling the string back.
He sort of reaches him a short bow and hands it to him. "This is my brother.
Yeah, I heard.
He's much more of a sailor than I. We thought between us that, one of us a sailor, one of us a soldier, we might bring everything that's needed, but I nearly went overboard yesterday trying to learn how to sail, and nearly took an eye out of one of the soldiers.
Well, if one of you is a sailor and one of you is a soldier, why are you both trying to be soldiers?
Every man's got to learn to fight, as Captain orders. On this boat, we're called to arms, every man's got to be able to fight. I don't know why, Brody's one of the best navigators, he's sure on the wheel. He can climb the rigging in no time at all, he's got a nice sharp eye.
Well, you, Brody, was it?
Yeah.
Well, Brody, why don't you sit to the side and I'll speak to the captain for you?
Brody sort of sits down, like, way too quickly, he's just like... And then he sort of looks up and you see him a bit distracted while you carry on with the rest of the plan. Sorry, you were saying, history of archery.
History. Yes, so we have to start at the beginning now. Where did the bow come from? What was it first designed for? These are the things you need to know if you're going to ever accomplish the things that I have accomplished. Now, some say that it was created for me, but this is a lie. Have I spread the lie? Maybe. But I'm not here to talk about lies. I'm here to talk about archery. Now,
Hey.
if you'd all like to prepare your bows, your crossbows, if you're feeling cowardly, and take aim
The
at
guy
these
with the crossbow has
bottles.
already thrown it on the floor.
No respect for the crossbow.
I will take a step back, and behind me will be like lined bottles. Now, I shall call, not names, I don't know your names, I will give you numbers. Once I call your number, you will take your shot, and we'll see what we're working with. But remember to keep your number in your head, because I won't be going numerically with this.
Of course.
And I will then give them numbers, but then I'll start with like 1, jump to 5, go back to 3.
Okay.
And, yeah.
You'll quickly notice that the
low?
3 soldiers, at this sort of distance, like if it's on the ship, they're able to hit it. Not every time, but for the most part. Yeah, I mean they're sort of with it. One guy sort of, you can tell that he might become a decent archer over time. He's sort of struggling. He can't quite work out if he wants to close his other eye or not. And he sort of, sometimes he's looking straight down the bow, and sometimes it's sort of lent to the side. He's a little wonky with his grip, but he's getting there. The other man is an unmitigated disaster. He accidentally let go of the string before he pulled it all the way back, and it sort of flopped to the floor. But then he picked it back up, and then he missed by sort of 7 foot. And then on his third shot, he hit a bottle. It just wasn't the one he was aiming for. It was sort of the other end of the line. He sort of looks at you and... I'm not very good at this either, am I? But I will get the hang of it. I will. Fergus, by the way. Pleasure to meet
Hello,
you, Fergus.
Fergus.
I've heard tales of your... Amazing. And your dragon's beautiful, by the way.
Thank you, he also
yeah, I imagine he does. How could you not? Such a magnificent creature.
Absolutely.
I have a friend of my own, you know. Maybe
Can
I might
you see
introduce
him
to
now?
you later.
Yeah, that's fine. But before we get to that, in terms of archery, what are your other hobbies?
Oh, archery's not a hobby of mine. It's just we've all got to fight with a weapon on the boat.
Why archery?
Because I'm a lookout. I've got a sharp eye. That's my main job. I'm the main crow's nest caller. I've got a great perception score. Proficient. I have advantage.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
No, I just I'm good at spotting things that others might miss. You know.
Are you dexterous?
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah, a little bit. I can run the rigging quite well. If I'm honest.
Okay. Are you strong?
No.
No. Do you have any magics about you?
No. Well, not really.
Okay. You sit with Brody. We might get you a ladle too.
Okay, but can I show you Risk? She's my seagull.
Yeah, I'd love that.
My
Show
God.
me
Sort of puts
Risk.
his and blows whistles, and moments later, this sort of beautiful white gull swoops down and lands on the edge of the boat.
Is it the girl that took my sandwich?
No.
That's what I was just about to ask.
No, doesn't look to be. This is Risk. And then he sort of, there you go. And he sort of tickles her under the chin and gives a little stroke.
Aww.
And you can't help but notice that he has some of the mannerisms of a gull himself, right? He keeps sort of jutting his chin out when he's talking. You know.
I don't want to say anything about that. It might be a nervous twitch.
She's like
Something witted.
He's breathing a little bit like her, but she's a beautiful bird.
Tell me, Fergus,
Mhm.
are you the W word?
Ooh. Does he know his alphabet is the question.
Water, wet,
dear.
Like-
wet.
Are you witted? Witted boy.
No, me, never.
I wasn't a judgment.
Okay. I was a huntsman. Huntsman's boy. My father, he worked with the birds when I was young.
Okay, whoa. Breathe, Fergus.
You
breathe.
basically accuse this guy of like something truly awful. You're like,
whoa.
You're like, you literally turned around him and like asked him if he's like a serial killer or something.
Okay, well,
that's how this is.
First of all,
even worse.
I would just like to point out that I think witted people are people too, and I do not support. Maybe. Okay, I was just asking because you were becoming very much bird-like.
I spent a lot of time with the birds when I was a kid, you know, and the muse and
That's
stuff.
not an excuse.
I'm not with it, so.
Okay,
it's not. Are you with it because of your dragon?
I'm something else because of my dragon.
Well, me too. I'm something else because of my bird.
That does not make any sense, but that's fine.
It's just a pet.
Alright, it's like I said, there's no judgment here. I think being witted is great.
I'm not witted.
Alright! Defensive. You can sit down now. Definitely getting a ladle, you are.
Meanwhile, over on the side, Galvac.
I'm just watching, completely amused.
No, you've got your own issues right now. You've
Sure,
got 7
what's
men.
going wrong?
One of them is absolutely insistent that there is no point teaching him to use a sword because his weapon is a battle axe. He's great with it, and he has no need to learn anything else. There is another soldier who
teach
is...
him how to use an axe.
Well, no, if you remember, the whole point is they have to use the swishy sword, right? Is what they've been told. So he doesn't have a battle axe. He only has a sword right now.
In all fairness, I will say, even on a ship, using a raiding axe is a fantastic idea. This guy being good with an axe could be very useful, and I will vouch for him with his choice of weapon.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm very sure.
Got a couple of battle axes downstairs. I'll grab them up for the men then if that's.
Yeah, give him a raiding axe. If he's,
we'll have to have a word with
I'll test him
about
with
it. And he brings up 2 because there was another man who also said his weapon was the axe. And these 2 are quite similar in mannerisms, though they are not in any way. They don't look even vaguely similar. They act quite similar, and you'll soon find out that they've been soldiers together for a long time. And they're really close friends. They almost like finish each other's sentences. I think maybe they might be more than friends, but I guess Galfac's not judging.
Oh no, never judge.
There are 2 sailors who sort of point the sword out like this, sort of. You know, it's like they're trying to use a fork to stab something. They're really not achieving much. And there's one guy.
I'll see if I can correct their form a little bit, make them at least a little bit more threatening with how they.
Check.
Oh, Galvac.
Suasion. Okay, that's not something I'm great at.
I don't know how charismatic your teaching ability is. Not great.
That's only a 7. I'm not going to be shouting or screaming at them, but I'll try to be patient with them.
So what you're doing is like the men who don't know much are really like paying attention, like listening, and they're getting into it, and they're like whatever. But a couple of them are just a couple of the more seasoned soldiers. Are like, I've fought with weapons all my life. Like I don't need training with you. And they're sort of sitting off a little bit. And in the end, one of them sort of challenges you, and he's like, "Well, if you're so good with all of this, why don't you show us something?"
Sure.
I'm Ollie. Go on, just a simple duel. First contact.
Sure thing, Ollie. First contact. Got it.
I'm actually gonna a wooden practice sword that's like so light in your hand it's almost untrue. And he brings his up, sort of. You can see him get him ready and dexterously. And he gets himself in like fencing position, and immediately Galvac will know that fencing is not what you want to see when you're trying to defend a boat. Right? You don't want this sort of on guard. You know, it's very a solo thing. Dueling is not being a soldier. But he sort of takes his sword in hand and go ahead and give me a roll to hit with your regular weapon. -1 if it's a +1 weapon.
Okay, it's just a regular hit then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be 26 to hit.
Cool.
Damn, Galvac.
He got a 19. He's sort of at you, and then you just sort of come around and clatter him. And he's like, I wasn't ready. Let's go again.
Alright then. Let's go for the second round of the challenge.
That's a 14 to hit.
That's only a 12 from me. Damn.
Oh
that hits.
no!
That hits. He's only got 9
Yep.
armor class. 11, sorry, yeah. So you again, sort of, he lunges past you, and you just sort of tap him on the chest. You don't even give him a proper swing. Sort of, he sort of holds back a moment, and he looks up at you, and he's like, "All right, I'm embarrassing myself, aren't I?" Okay, the soldier knows when he's wrong. And he turns to the other two who weren't really listening to, and he's like, "We can learn something here, guys. Let's listen."
Fencing styles are all well and fine. They're all right for show, especially. But when you're trying to take over someone else's ship, you need to be able to put the muscle into it. You need to be able to knock people about, shove, barge, do everything you need to, and hit someone really, really fucking hard.
So, a bit of brawling.
Keep that one in mind.
Alright, I can do that.
Not necessarily brutal. You don't have to be brutal
bit of
about
brawling
it, but
though,
you've
right?
got to put
Instead
your
of a-
force in it.
Yeah.
Brawling, yeah, you've got to brawl with it.
Alright, got it. And with that, as the day goes on, the captain comes out a little bit later, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. He's like, "What's going on? I thought it was time for the change of watch."
Oh,
Brashen sort of
Is
heads him
it?
off and, "Captain, we had a nice peaceful morning this morning. I thought I'd get weapons training underway. You did say that we were going to have to. Couple of things. Galfax says that if the guys are more comfortable with axes, then they're actually quite good weapons for raiding." And the captain sort of, "Well, okay, if that's what he suggests." And, yeah, a couple of things in the medicine cabinet weren't very useful. But there were some scrolls, is that right?
Yes.
Didn't know if you'd be able to use them. And the captain sort of looks at him, sort of hesitates for a moment. "I'll have a look. Thank you. I'm sure you're all doing well. Go about your way." And he sort of, you see him look embarrassed, upset, a little angry. And Kai, with your insight check, you can tell that the knowledge, in your passive insight, sorry, you can tell that the knowledge of him having magic is not something he wanted to share with the ship. At all. And he sort of walks back into his cabin.
I'd like to approach his cabin and knock on the door.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to knock on the door because it's your cabin too, but you can call out or something. So, like, you remember, he's got that little sectioned off area. So
Yes, you're right, sorry. Then I guess I'll just knock and ask if I can come in.
Yep. Go on.
Does that mean go and speak or go and come in?
Come in.
Right. I'll
You see him
open
sort
the
of
door.
sat on the edge of at the edge of his desk, and there's a book on his desk. A huge, heavy leather tome, old.
Ooh. Luca pays no mind to it. So about some of your crew, Brody and Fungus.
Fergus, the brothers. Yeah, one can't soldier, one can't sail.
Well, they both can't soldier much.
The Fergus was brilliant. Oh, Fergus, sorry, yes, no, okay, never mind, they're not brothers. You're right. Brody and his brother was great as a soldier, yes. Fucking Fergus. Yeah, one's a lookout. The other one's an experienced sailor, but they're not much for weapons, from what I've heard.
Yes. Well, they've also heard that they had to have combat training, but I believe that their talents lie elsewhere.
Me too, but if it comes to it and we're overrun, it's better to teach him something to look after himself, isn't it?
I think if something bad happens and we're overrun, it would be more beneficial to have two people up there finding us a way out than it would be to have two bodies down here.
I hear you.
Dead bodies,
I hear you.
as your preference.
Very well. I don't like this combat training thing. Brashen's really in charge of that, so you can run anything else by him. I was only told by the prince that everybody had to have weapons training, so that's what I ordered onwards. But he said to adhere to you, so that's what we'll do.
Oh, well, there's 5 different princes. Just pretend you forgot which one said what.
There's only 3 princes, and one of them is sadly passed away.
One of them just got married. There'll be lots of new little ones running around soon.
Aye. May the king take great joy in such a beautiful wife. He's
Yes.
weirdly patriotic about it. Like
Yes,
he seems like really, really enthusiastic about that. For no
Hell
reason.
yeah!
Yeah, as Luke like opens the door to leave, he's like, "Yeah, loyalists."
He goes back to studying this sort of large tome.
I'll go over to Brody and Fungus.
Fergus.
No, I'm purposely
No,
misnaming
I like Fergus.
him.
He's cool.
I'm sure he likes his name too. Brody.
Because I'll forget what his original name was.
Brody, Fergus, come hither.
Yeah.
I have rescued you both from the perils of soldiering. I sure have. Please. Thank you. I was gonna say hold your thanks, but they feel good. The captain has allowed you both to do what I say. So I say you can live up there now. Good luck to you. And I like pat them both on the shoulder and walk away.
Thanks. We sort of look at each other for a moment. A little smile and a bit of a fist pump for one of them. Yeah. Does anybody seek out the captain after his weird display, or?
Did we all see that?
Yeah. I mean, I think Kai would have got the most out of it, but yeah, we all saw it. Kai, you following away? Waiting for Luca to leave, I imagine.
Yes, waiting for
good decision.
Luca to leave and then doing damage control if needed.
Mm-hmm. You go in, you see that the captain's sort of, you remember he's got this canvas pulled across? It's not pulled all the way across, and he's sitting there and he's staring at this sort of deep, he's staring deeply into this really ancient, big leather tome. Sort of turning the pages. Kai.
Captain, hello. Pardon me for asking, but are you alright?
My magics, they come from a foul source. I try not to use them where possible, but a man must use every tool he has in his arsenal, right? When it comes to it. If I have to save one crewman's life with my magics, I will, but until then, I'd rather that they weren't moseyed about, so to speak. For what it's worth, I can't use the scrolls in the medicine cabinet. You may use them.
Well, thank you on that end, but I'm sorry if your secret had gotten out.
Me too. People will have questions. Perhaps if I can give you some of the answers, you might pass them on when necessary.
Of course. That way they won't come to you as much.
That, and, well, they all speak behind the captain's back. They might as well speak the facts. That's the way of a ship. I'm sure in your homeland you've heard of creatures of the deep. Giants, squids, other strange creatures. I was only 14 when I fell from my father's boat. The boat was moving very quickly and I was soon left behind. I thought I was to drown. I begged and I pleaded. I called out for anyone that might rescue me. I would trade anything, give anything to survive. And a woman came to me. She was swimming through the ocean like it was her home. She took me by one elbow and she offered to guide me back to my ship, my father's ship. But I must serve her in return. She was so beautiful and so gentle. Serving her could only be pleasant, so I thought. But as we got to my father's ship, when I turned to her, her eyes were black as ink. And she revealed that below the surface of the ocean, she had not the body of a human, but the body of some kind of squid. It was a foul creature. Those eyes, they drew you in. I just so wanted to live. I've never seen Ursula. I can't really tell you what she looks like.
From The Little Mermaid.
I know who she is, but I don't know what she looks like off the top of my head.
You just described her.
Is she,
Oh
is she basically
my-
a squid mermaid?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
With
She's
black
Ursula.
tentacles.
Love that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, cool. She's almost definitely Ursula. Her
But she's
tentacles under the water are red,
Big.
but she's got eyes that go deep black. And she sang a beautiful, beautiful song.
Just like
She
Ursula.
did. She really? I've never seen The Little Mermaid. Only seen
What's the song called? Poor Unfortunate
Oh,
Souls?
unfortunate
Oh, that's not a
soul.
beautiful song. No, she sang in tones
I
that
sing
are
it all the time.
tones too unnatural for a human ear and endless. And the ship, my father's ship, it turned, and the men held it while we caught up, as if transfixed by her. She called them with her sound. She let them go with the same. As I was leaving, she handed me this book. I have to write my daily journal in here. And sometimes it reveals secrets to me. Secrets about magic. Things I can do. I tried once to forsake her service and throw the book into the ocean. One of my own crewmates later that night came to me. His eyes black as ink. His skin almost grey. She threatened me using his voice. My family are important to me. So now I keep my promise through threats. That's where my magic comes from. It's the magic of the ocean. And the foul creatures that keep it.
Am I aware of this?
Yeah. So this is sort of, there are tales of the squid folk, or inklings, or other bizarre creatures of the underdeeps, or Ursulas if they must include those. I'm sure that as a trident you would have heard tales of them, but mostly these resemble basically sirens, but under the sea. It's often said in the Trident cities that those caught unawares by the song can become charmed and enraptured and lose track and sight of what they were doing, and instead become almost slavish to these folk.
Well, even though it resulted in you still being here, I'm sorry about your plight.
Thank you.
As long as I'm here on the ship, if you need anything, please ask. I'm more in your care than you're in mine.
I appreciate that. You're nothing like people said you would be, Well, maybe with the exception of one of your folk. But most of you are truly humble and gentle. It's been a revelation. I thought you would be difficult and demanding guests. Instead, you've been nothing but helpful and friendly. I apologize for my prejudgment.
There is no worry. It has come up a lot that most people we meet think that. And for one of us, it can be true.
In the inland duchies, they sing songs of you all. songs of how you take others' deeds and call them your own. But I don't think I believe them anymore. Thanks. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Okay.
Thank you. That is pleasant to hear. I shall give you space now.
Many thanks. And indeed, as you head off, you may give me an Arcana check with advantage, having been told this tale.
Yay. Arcana. So great at Arcana. 10.
The 10, you've heard of tomes that people who make strange pacts with the devil have, but I'm not really sure what that book is. But he says it does magic, so it does magic. But
I am not smart.
Players, we all know that, what it is. But on that note, I think we'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
Righty.
Hello, and welcome back to the second half of Soulforged. If you didn't already, you may take a long rest if you need to. After that day, I don't know if anybody expended anything, but if you did, you may. And fairly early on, Karina, you received a message.
Oh boy.
And it says, "Hi, Karina. Going to get it right today. Hope you are doing well. No enemies sighted through visions or clairvoyance. Good luck. Stay safe. 25!"
Oh,
That's very
Is 25 one word?
Yes. Yes, it is.
it's hyphenated.
He seems very pleased with himself.
Excellent. Good to know. Thank you very much, Verity. Good sailing. Nothing to speak of.
Yeah, sort of a moments later, you get a sort of Jenkins. "Morning, Karina. Sorry it's so early. Verity woke me up. Hope you are well. Headed to Landsrock today." Which is there. I think I left you guys on the map. Did I leave you guys on the map, or am only I looking at this?
Yep, we're
on the map.
Okay, cool. So yeah, the boat begins to make us turn in. You weren't necessarily due to go to Landsrock, but the captain will inform you all that the idea is to go a little close and see what the... Basically, Verity wants to see the progression on the battlements that have been built on the edge of Landsrock. You haven't been told this, but the captain has. So it's a report back when you're home thing, not a sort of send a message back sort of thing. Because you've only got 3 days left. It's day 4, and it's a week's travel. Right? So it's been very slow going so far, but today you expect to make swifter progress. Tomorrow it's near Island, and then the sail back will all be in one go, so you should be able to make it in a couple of days, a day and a half, etc. They are expected to get delayed a little bit, but that's okay. Difficult currents. It's difficult to predict time exactly. It's fairly pleasant today out on the water. For the most part, the soldiers seem to be going about their business. Trying to learn the sailors' work today. You will notice that they've been sort of had their watches mixed. So there are soldiers on both watches, and both of them are sort of both sets of soldiers are due to be doing actual sailors' duties. All of you will be invited to join in with any and all of those if you wish. Going up to the crow's nest, adjusting masts and sails. You can each take your turn at the wheel if you wish. But it's pretty relaxed. Brashen seems mostly in charge today. Is there anything special that anybody wishes to do?
I think I'm just gonna use Zephyr and just, daydream, just lying back on the deck, just looking through their eyes.
Ooh.
You will notice that the Regal has crossed your path and is actually to your north, to your west now, I guess. It's a closer way of putting it. So it's been traveling for the most part a little way to the northwest like this. But now it's sort of much more like this, sort of even closing in on dead west. It seems the Regal may be stopping at Landsrock, whereas you're not. Maybe you're stopping in their island and they're not. It would be The instinctive guess, sorry. Dr. Pepper gives me hiccups. Yeah, but other than that, it's a very nice, peaceful day. You do catch sight of some dolphins off to the east that appear to be traveling in tandem.
Oh, how cute.
Zephyr
How
sees them. They're
far?
quite a long way away.
Oh.
A couple of 100 meters. You can see them with a spyglass, especially if you're willing to go up to the crow's nest.
Mm.
Maybe. But you won't be able to talk to them anyway. They're not feeling very chatty today. And you will all catch sight of a huge whale sort of rising up out of the water and crashing back down. Vero swoops down a little late. Doesn't quite get to it. His hunt goes on. But for the rest of you, you will notice that occasionally a seagull is seen sort of waddling across the deck, maybe the desks as well, across the deck, getting underfoot a little bit. It doesn't seem to be doing much flying today. But you will identify it, Luca, I'm sure, as Risk, the gull that belongs to our soldier friend.
He didn't introduce this bird to the rest of us, right?
No.
We just think there's a particular seagull lingering.
Well, you do see it approach the same man a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Fergus. Yeah, he appears to sort of greet it, feed it a couple of times from his hand. He gets something out from under her wing at one point. They've definitely got a very close bond.
Oh. That's sweet.
Well, we'll let the day pass in peace because there's not a huge amount going on. But Karina, it is approximately 2:30 in the morning when you hear Verity blasting into your mind. Karina, get to the Ripon right now. You will pass a red ship as you get close. Do not let the captain question you. Make haste.
Oh, is the captain in his quarters?
He is out on deck at the moment. He's probably at the wheel. You've noticed that for the most part he prefers the night shift and he prefers to be on the wheel.
I will run out and I will say we need to go to Ripon now.
Ripon? That's miles away. We'll never get there within our quota time.
We have to go now.
Very well. And signaling the other ship?
I'll do it.
Can I
just
assume
go.
they'll get the same message?
They might. We'll see.
Okay. Hard starboard! He sort of turns the wheel and this whole ship begins to sort of lurch around. So you know that Ripon is nowhere near here. It is a... Oh, sorry. I played the wrong music.
All the way down
really
here.
Depressing.
We died already.
Yeah, sorry, dead. Gone. Get to Ripon. There's no Ripon left. It is all the way down here. You're expecting this to be an 8 or 9 day journey usually. And after a little while, sorry, Karina, were you contacting anybody from the other ship?
I will wait a little bit to see if Jenkins messages me, because usually that's what happens.
You don't receive a message. But Zephyr will spot that the ship is following.
Then I will just wait.
Mm-hmm. It is very sort of... It's difficult to make swift progress right now. You're fighting against the current. There's not that many sailors. He's called for people to man the decks, but unless you're going to row the whole way there, it's not going to be that quick a progress. And after a little while, Graf will sort of come and seek you out, Karina, even though it's still like 3 o'clock in the morning. Karina, he sort of double checks as if like wondering if you're doing something that he can't detect. He's sort of did we get word from the other ship?
They're following us. No word yet. I will Is there something you'd like me to ask them or say to them?
No, it's fine. They're following us. That's enough. My man couldn't make it out. His vision in the dark isn't brilliant. If you're sure of that, then that is more than enough. I must ask, do you or any of your companions have a way of speeding us up?
I'll have to check with Kai, and I'll have to check through my spellbook.
Much appreciated.
There's only so much we can do, but as long as we're heading the right direction, that's what matters.
Yes. Don't wake your friends. Early morning will be soon enough to ask them. Thank you. We'll get the men up on board early morning, and if you could speak with them, I'd be most appreciative. And, yeah, you left your own devices. I'm assuming you'll want to get some sleep. You may count it as continuing your long rest if you haven't spent anything. You would still get to finish that long rest, and then come morning, 6, 7 o'clock, you're all awoken by the loud galley bell. And group breakfast means group meeting. Graf will come past you all, and don't worry about the meeting. Karina will fill you in. And heads on up. And you're all left with your ears ringing from that bell.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Karina will explain it all.
Verity messaged me last night. He said we needed to make for Ripon immediately.
Oh.
Did he say why?
Why do you think? He
I
said
don't
we'd
know, that's why
encounter
I'm
a red
asking.
ship.
A vision?
I can't find the message because for some reason my Roll20 closed on me.
What's roll 20?
There it is. We're going to encounter one of their ships when we are near.
Let's see.
For now, we need a way to get there faster. Kai, do you have any ideas?
I do not. I can do 1 minute bursts for speed, but otherwise no.
As far as... I had a DM question. As far as how many feet we're going in a round, what are we currently probably
You're
at?
currently at about a couple of 100 feet of movement speed.
Yeah, okay. So that would not help us.
I don't know if this would help us, but especially because it's just a minute. But Vero could use gust of wind on the boat
I think
to
that
propel
is
it
the
forward.
same thing that Kai was offering.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's more minutes.
2 gusts of wind.
I mean, it's a second level spell, right? So
Yeah.
Kai can
I don't
probably
really use
top out
spells
what,
anyways.
11 minutes.
Yeah, I
It's
could do
not great.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then I have a free use of 12 minutes.
Ooh.
Let's go 12 minutes. I've got 5. So we got 17 minutes.
Yes. So quickly you will realize that that's not really going to help.
No.
Ah.
Then I've got nothing.
Okay. Then yeah, Graf will sort of come in after a while and look to you. And...
Oh, I could get Vera to beast talk to all the whales and dolphins, and they could propel the ship carrying the on their
Yes.
backs.
Creatures of the deep.
But I don't know if he would do that.
I don't think they would either, and he's going to have a hard time getting their attention while they're under the sea.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it was a
I mean, I had an idea that kind of involved something like that, either the wake or the pole, but the ship's already moving faster than most sea-dwelling creatures would.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you find a particularly accurate shark. The ship's going pretty fast. Nobody can change the weather. Nobody's got any sort of magic, powerful stuff like that. Nobody's summoning any air elementals or anything. Right, so, yeah, not a huge amount that can be done.
Would summoning a fae help, or a demon?
I don't know what abilities your fays or demons have. And since when did Karina
I
summon
don't know.
demons?
I never have. I don't know why I can.
Well, if we
the
can
book.
make a
I
deal
found
the
with
book.
the demon.
I must have found a scroll, yeah.
Yeah, it's the book.
If we could make a deal with the demon, that might help.
It doesn't summon a demon powerful enough to be of that sort of use.
And what about the Fae?
Well, I don't know if they've got any magic of their own that might help, but certainly the demons.
But not enough to make up.
Yes, I bless your ship. Off it goes.
Damn.
They can make 5 feet of magical darkness.
Woo!
Okay, I think that was the answer.
We no longer know where we're going, but we're getting there quickly. Yeah, but night and day, Graf will begin to sort of encourage the men to get on the oars, and you'll be asked to take a turn if you can, with the exception of Winona, because... Sorry.
Up to Kauai.
No, I'm not sure that you've got the physical reach to move the oar the whole distance. Actually, Galthak, you will find this very difficult in comparison to everyone else. Mostly because the movements are quite small and quite gentle in comparison to what would be natural for you. So you're actually having to like consciously be shit at your job.
Aww.
To even out with every other oarsman. Sorry, Cargo.
Yeah, for rowing the oars, could I help with keeping everyone's rhythm?
Oh, 100%. How are you doing it? Is there war gonging going on or anything cool like
that? I've never played a gong before. What's a gong?
Honestly, I was looking through instruments for a bard that I was creating the other day. And I was like, a war gong? I'm sure you can play a tune on that. But yes, whatever way you wish to.
Yeah, with my viol, I would have a certain note play, like when you would need to be pulled back.
Okay.
So, like, it'd be strung every single time. And then, like, throughout this, I'm going to weave a little story about a certain captain.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so through what the captain had told me a couple nights before.
Oh,
and sort of weave that in to explain it to the rest of the crew and put them in even more good standing.
And as you are weaving this story, I will take a performance check, please.
Okay.
I love that.
Actually, no, I'll take a persuasion check, actually.
Yes,
That's
please, persuasion. I will take persuasion.
Is that better for you? I don't know. I've decided.
It's always better because the minimum I can roll is a 24.
Nice.
Oh, that's quite a big number.
Yeah, that's on a nat 1.
I
24?
I love that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that Kai's out here just telling people secrets.
I got permission.
Don't tell the guy that I'm into magic.
No, he was specifically told to answer their questions.
Magic.
And the captain comes out and sort of hears you playing and hears your song. You see him standing by, sort of watching. You're right. I do have some magic about me, and we're told to use everything in our power, right? And you will notice that the ship begins to move just a little unevenly, sort of as if something is propelling it a little bit through the winds, through the waves. It only happens for about an hour and then it stops. But anybody who peers off the back of the boat is sure that occasionally they see a large tentacle raising from the water.
It's Ursula.
Dipping
Oh my god.
it's
She's
not her.
here.
She ain't doing shit. But his magic allows him to push it. So yeah, and the boat does make a rapid progress throughout the night. At about 9 o'clock in the morning, Karina, you receive a message from Jenkins. Sorry I didn't message last night, Karina. I had run out of casks. We are following you. Any news?
Red ship on the way to Ripon. Keep your eye out.
There's a moment, and then... yes, the same message I received from Verity. We can't keep pace with you, but we'll follow as closely as we can. I've cheated there. I've used 26 words. Oh well, whatever. We'll follow as closely as we...
Wow.
Peters off. And Karina could swear that she had the word can. It couldn't actually come from the message. It's just filling in the gaps so your brain finishes words.
I will make sure to inform the captain of the ship that we are on the lookout for.
Yes, of course.
beforehand, because I
he
didn't
sort of
mention that.
looks to you and I feared it might be so, but well, it's tough. We'll do our best.
Is it abnormal for raiders to venture this south?
There have been tales of raiders all up and down the coasts, but this early in the spring, this far south, and well,
So they would have traveled a long way to get here.
yes and no. I mean, you've
And
got
we
to
didn't
remember,
see them.
Josh, just to remind you that the Raiders' Isles span all the way down to here.
Oh, I see. I didn't think anyone was in.
Yeah, so it's
Over
they're not
there.
in the desolation, but like from here.
No.
You see
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah.
Sorry.
And you don't
I see,
know
I
how
see.
much further to the east, right? So raids have come from like down here as well as from up here.
Okay, that makes sense.
The outer islands or the Raider Islands are very large. But yes, the captain was sort of. I had feared it might be so, but I'm worried for that. Well, we'll either be ready or we won't. This is what we were made for. This is what our ship was bought for. And indeed, for 2 days and 2 nights, the captain seems to go with almost no sleep. As he drives his men forward, sort of constantly telling them, you know, we will become a team, we will become a unit when we get through this. You are all men who signed up for a worthy and great cause, and you were chosen above others. They actually drew lots, but that's okay. You were chosen above others to come to this duty, to protect your kingdom from the raiders. Make haste, ready, heave! Ho! Heave! Ho! Listen to the viol. Listen to the sound of music and keep in line. Come on, men! Heave to the ho! And then, sort of later on, Brashen sort of comes down in his sort of much more gruff manner. He's like, come on, lads, you can keep this up, keep this up, keep this up. Keep them driving forwards. Driving. It's really annoyingly repetitive, but it's keeping them in rhythm. And the days pass swiftly. Is there anything you guys are doing other than sort of participating when necessary to drive the ship forward by keeping it in rhythm or by taking a turn on the oars?
I would like to, since I'm proficient at maintaining armor and stuff, I'd like to, and weapons, I'd like to make sure that the ship's armory, you know, their weapons are all in tip-top condition, ready to go.
Yeah, great.
because
You
I'm
will
expecting
quickly notice that
problems.
actually that storm got some water damage in on the swords, and some of the bowstrings have gone a little limp, and you're able to make great repairs over the next couple of days, sort of making sure that, as you said, everything is in tip-top shape. Is anybody else doing anything all the time?
I mean, along those lines, making sure everyone on the ship knows how to use all the optimizations that Winona has improved, you know, all over the ship, so that there's not confusion if we're in the midst of battle or anything.
Yeah. And you guys indeed will sort of get the impression from everyone that people are beginning to, you know, get ready for the inevitable. There will be a battle. If you get there in time. And whilst before they all seemed a little worried about getting there, sorry, not worried about getting there, but worried about battle, you can see now that there's a lot of passion for, like, if we don't get there, our towns get raided. And this is what we were made for. Like, we really, you know, we must do this. It's sort of something really quite exciting, in a way, and you get that sort of camaraderie going on. Sorry. Music's playing 2 songs. There we go. Is that working now? Sure, maybe. But yeah, it's beginning to feel like a unit, beginning to feel like a team, if you like. And after a couple of... sorry, go on.
I would have spent some time speaking with Vero, just on terms of, like, what to do if we do have to fight. And kind of how to go about that. And I would have spoken to him about possibly changing forms into something he's more comfortable with. But he declines. Says that he's comfortable in all forms.
Roll me a d20. Or did you say he does decline?
He does decline.
I'm sorry, is it if he declines? Yeah, okay. Cool, yeah. So Vero sort of... You will notice that sometimes he's been a bit closer since this moment. You know, sometimes he's just behind, sometimes he's a little bit in front.
Yes.
But consistently he's in view at this point. And the following night, a storm comes up. And, well, no, I'll need that con save again. You notice
Oh
that,
boy.
yeah, it's heavy today. It's much worse than the previous one.
Can I give her? Oh, I wanted to do it before she rolled, but I was gonna say, can I give her advantage by giving her an orange for the scare bit?
Oh, you know I packed my citruses.
Yes.
Yeah, go on.
Yay!
You roll with advantage. Or did you roll that 20? Is that what you were?
I rolled a nat
No.
one.
Oh!
I wish
Oh,
I was a
no.
halfling. Every day of my life, I wish I was a halfling. I got a 13.
She got the
I'm
DC,
feeling.
guys!
Yay!
Someone
Thank you,
else like,
citrus.
slightly green over the edge, just like,
Yeah.
fuck this, eating an orange, just like, I'll keep it down.
Oh,
and yeah,
thank
I mean,
goodness.
one effect of this is that it speeds the boat up incredibly. And you will notice that Vero sort of flies really low to the ocean, and as you look out, you will notice that the storm looks a little unnatural. It's almost like there's something in the storm guiding it, as the thunderclouds move almost with your boat, driving it forwards. And you feel almost pushed. At one point, the oars are actually hindering the boat. It's speeding through the night at a speed that is quite frightening to watch and witness. And it won't be that long before the captain says, "Moving towards land! It's going to be rocky." And as the ship turns in, you will all who are up on deck catch just a glimpse of orange light in the distance. It's not a fire. There's the lights of another ship. And you begin to see the very back of a deep red-hulled ship sort of gliding through the night. But unlike you, it doesn't seem to be gliding with the wind. It seems to be fighting a little bit with the wind. Though, I mean, Corina especially, you'll note that the boat is struggling to stay a steady course. As if being rowed by men who aren't quite strong enough to keep up with the storm, or perhaps, you know, they're fighting with the currents. And indeed, that red ship starts to turn slightly in and is seeing you, and the inevitable is on as it wheels round to confront you. I will ask you all to roll. Please load screen. To roll initiative.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
No, I'm not having that, Jamal. I will ban you.
Oh, very good. Alright.
Now, what was it that was giving me advantage on my initiative here?
Being a barbarian?
Level 7 feature, I'm pretty sure.
That was a paladin. Did I dream that?
I'm pretty sure that's a barbarian.
Oh
It's
yeah, advantage on
barbarian.
initiative rolls, feral
So
instinct,
make
yeah.
sure you right-click it and then click roll with advantage.
Yep.
Otherwise, it
James,
doesn't.
I didn't come up on roll 20, but I rolled a 29.
That's fine, I've got it.
Damn.
Damn.
Okay.
Okay, bear with me, guys. This may not work first time.
Ooh.
What a small boat compared to us. Practically a canoe.
Let's ignore the numbers they have on there. That they've stuffed into that little rowboat. Oh no.
Yeah, as you approach, you will see plenty of men sort of up top. And you are definitely not necessarily outnumbered, but there are a lot of soldiers or raiders as such on that boat. Can I make this smaller? Oh, I can make it show only the next two, I guess that works. I need somewhere to put it. Yeah, and as the boat sort of approaches, You are about 90 feet away. You may position yourself wherever you wish to be on your boat. And as the sort of red ship turns in and slowly begins to move towards you, Luca.
Is it okay if I've gone up to the crow's nest?
You can do, but please bear in mind that your range will be halved. Up there, because of the flight of the arrow and the wind from right up there, is going to be a lot more difficult. There is a storm going on. But you shouldn't have a problem, I mean, because you don't shoot at disadvantage because of sharpshooter. So as long as you're within 300 feet, I think, with a longbow, you'll be fine.
Okay. Then that's fine. Then I will.
You are joined up there, by the way, by Mr. Seagull himself. Furthest. But he appears to be looking out the other way. Work that out.
I'll just say to him, let me know if you see anything noteworthy, I guess.
I will.
Watch my back, Jack.
Sure.
Oh no, he's seeing through his bird's eyes. He is witted. I knew it all along. Anyways, to more pressing issues. I will take aim at eeny, meeny, miny, this guy.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay. I won't sharpshooter.
Oh, the battle music didn't start. That's a shame. It was so well
That's an
timed.
18 to hit.
An 18 will hit.
Yeah.
It was so well timed for the approaching battle music to run out. The battle music didn't start.
Yeah.
That's 13 piercing damage.
Okay. Your arrow takes him clean through the eye.
Okay, good.
It did.
Nice. And then I will use my bonus action to command Vero, and so end my turn and start Vero's. And he will. What's the range on his? 60. So he'll have to get up close. And he will fire off a firebolt, I guess, for lack of a better word, at this guy.
Okay, the back right guy, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
No idea how much I just flew, but that's a dirty 20.
Nice, that'll hit.
Nice. That's 12 fire damage.
Yeah. If you could hear shouts, I'm sure they would say things like, "They've got a dragon!" And, "Oh my god!" But instead, what you witness with your sharp eyes from this distance is a sailor catching fire and throwing himself overboard.
Nice.
Father of dragons.
Yeah.
First of his name. Breaker of world records.
Aye. And does that conclude your turn? Did you only take one shot?
I did.
Take another shot.
I'd like to take my other shot. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had combat.
Yeah.
I'll fire off at this guy.
Okay.
Just take down all the archers. That's 22 to hit.
22 hits. Sorry, which guy?
Oh my gosh. This one.
Okay. Everyone, you said all the archers, but the ones in green are the ones who are holding bows?
Then what are these guys? I thought they were holding bows too.
I don't think so. Let's find out. Are you holding a bow?
Looks like, yeah.
He is
Yeah, they are.
Oh, he does have a bow. Yeah, he does have a bow. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay. Lots
Anyways,
of bows to be fair.
11 piercing damage.
Yeah. Oh, that's another one. You just take him through the eye. He's down.
Destroying these ones. Then that's my turn.
Okay. A flurry of arrows comes towards you all. I'll ask Winona. Roll me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Roll me 66, please. 6d6.
Boy. Okay. Also, where I'm standing, is this like a little ledge? Am I reading that right? God, the first time in my life
Yes.
I roll high. I probably wanted to roll low, huh?
Really? What's best about this is you rolled 3 5s and 2 6s. Which means the one shot is going at one of the crewmen. That's a 3.
Yeah.
That'll miss. Does he get one shot? Yes, he does. The next one... You're gonna love this. 3 shots come at Karina.
Uh-oh.
She's on a 5. That's a 17.
My bad luck.
Karina, a 17 to hit you. If you are talking,
Karina's AC is like weirdly
muted.
high. Or is it her HP?
Yep, none of those hit.
Okay.
Damn!
Cool. Yeah, she has very high AC. So yes, 3 shots come at Karina, but she misses them, and 6 is Galthak. 2 shots go at Galthak. That's a nat 1 flying past you. And a 10. Doesn't even reach the boat.
Yep, none of those will cut it.
Okay, and before Galthak's turn, we come to the boat's turn.
Nice. Bring that boat in.
I need to move it a long way to move it a short way, bear with.
Oh, they look cute how they all just
They
get pulled along
to
with the
cut
boat.
you off. And your boat begins to sort of halt, trying desperately to hold itself in place, shuffling forward ever so slightly. Galthak, it is your turn.
Okay, did we have any intention of taking this ship in one piece of theirs, or do we not care?
Do you just randomly say that out loud? Like one
No,
soldier's
I'm
like,
just-
we want a red ship, and the other one's like, kill him any way you can.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, in that case, what's distance for this ship of theirs, roughly?
You have a measuring tool.
Very far.
165. Oh, that
Did you bring
could
teleport?
be a problem. Huh?
Did you bring your teleport?
What do you mean
No,
teleport?
doesn't matter. Carry on, as you were.
Well, got a slight problem. What about from the very front of the ship? Okay, I think I might. Let me check.
You have 70 foot of movement speed.
I've got 40 foot, but you know, I'm just kind of trying to keep an eye on what's going on. Ah, right. No, never mind. The lightning runes is only a distance of 60 feet. I can't throw the lightning runes at the sails. Shame. Right. What I'll do then? Let me zoom in so I can measure this one out.
You can dash, obviously, because I don't think you're doing anything else with your action.
No, I'll head up to here then. That's 40. And then let's see. Distances. Okay, 120 just barely to some of these. Okay. Maximum range on javelins. I'm going to throw some.
Okay.
Two in fact.
It's a disadvantage at 120 feet, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 19 hit.
Disadvantage?
Yep.
Nice.
Damn.
Yep.
That's going to be 7 piercing on one of them.
Okay. I need to know which one.
Well, let's just say this one.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was wrong talk, that one.
A 19 will hit.
Yep, and that's going to be 7 piercing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll throw another javelin then.
Okay. Same guy.
Yeah, 13 hit.
That'll miss.
Right, okay, that's me then.
Okay. That brings us to this guy, who will take his hand crossbow and he's right at the front, and he's yelling at somebody in a language you don't understand, and then he'll take his shot at Karina. Wait, can he even reach Karina? No, he'll have to shoot at this crewman right here.
Poor thing.
He has a disadvantage as well. That's not gonna matter. We'll hit him. Only 4 damage. The guy who was holding sort of well, he's not holding a crossbow anymore, because the crossbow guy was told off. So he's holding a short bow in his hand, and then suddenly gets hit by a dart. And then he yells, "Shape up, you dog!" But in his own language, so none of you understood it. But it was what he said. And one of the archers will take a shot. This will be... Winona, I think you're in half cover there.
Yeah. I imagine I'm standing like up against this little ledge, and I'm gonna basically just walk right up it on my turn, and then walk back down it again.
Yeah, so he will take his shot, but we'll give you a +6 to armor class.
Damn. That's pretty good.
With a +6, I'm assuming a 21 will miss.
It will miss.
Yeah, an arrow thuds into the wood, slightly above your head. Kai, it is your turn.
Okay. What to do? Yeah, well...
oh, no.
Okay.
Oh?
What's happened? Oh, everything's frozen. That's not good. What happened? Everything just went askew. Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
It looks normal for me also. They're all 20.
Oh, good. That's nice.
The ship does seem to have moved.
You moved the ship a lot closer, yeah, but...
Oh.
I'm fine with that, by the way.
No. It's not the ship's turn, it's also rotated. Okay, well, apart from the fact that the tags for these characters are in the sea, we should be fine. Sorry, Winona. Kai, even. It's your turn.
Yep. I'll move up to here. Luca's way up high in the nest, right?
Yes.
How high is that?
120 feet.
Okay.
No, sorry.
That's all math.
No, it's not. For some reason, I was measuring the distance from boat to boat. It's 30 feet. Right?
Damn, that's tall.
Okay.
Yeah, my brain just froze.
Skyscraper of a mast.
Alright, 120. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I was ready to accept that. I don't know anything.
I'm not very good at distances. I'm good enough to know that that's not possible.
Yeah, in that case, standing here, yep, I can get everyone. I will cast Bless at 3rd level.
Nice. I'm assuming you're only targeting the party members.
Yeah.
just wondering. Yeah.
Thank you.
And then Luca can use his reaction to attack if he wants to.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Do it.
I will attack this guy, this green archer guy.
Yep.
26 to hit.
That'll hit.
That's 10 piercing damage.
Yep.
And Vero's not close enough. It's saying no, close not. Yeah, so that's it.
Cool. Kai, is that your turn?
And then with bonus action, I will give Bardic Inspiration to Luca and Winona.
Luca and Winona. Cool.
Thank you.
How much is the inspiration?
D8.
Nice.
Galthak, give me a dex save. You can see this. As a wave of arrows passes from their ship to yours, and from your ship to theirs. Did you get above a 14?
25 is what he got.
Oh yeah, sorry, my phone's fucking muted. I was trying to press the button to unmute. Yeah, 25. Well and truly saved.
Okay, but you do see your man at the front with a bow drop dead with an arrow through his eye, as well as one of your soldiers. But you do notice that your team's doing pretty well. They have also... no, they didn't kill a boat. They killed that guy there, and that guy there. As these arrows across, we come to the archers. The crack shot archers, if you will. It's a 4d6. One at Karina. It's a 24 to hit you.
Yep, that hits.
4 damage. Sorry, ignore that second roll. Well, no, that's fine. Galthak at 12 misses you.
Well and truly.
This one's a Luca, which will be a disadvantage. Oh, no, don't get disadvantage. Sorry. I'm spending 2 attacks to get the roll. 20 to hit you, Luca.
Yeah.
You will take 8 piercing damage, max damage. What was my last roll on the d6?
1.
The last one? 1. Yeah.
Kai, that's at you. A 21 to hit you.
Yeah.
8 damage. I will need a concentration check, please. I know you are.
Okie dokie.
Fuck my life.
Oh.
Advantage? I thought you had Warcaster.
No.
No, is that not you? Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry. Is that Karina that has Warcaster?
Mm-mm.
I don't think anyone in this game does.
Okay, maybe I'm confused. I don't know. Okay. Well, that's really unfortunate. Did you not bless yourself?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yay! There we go.
Wowzers!
That's what we need. I only needed 2.
Go off!
So, I was going to say that's one of the cool things about Bless, right? Is it enables you to keep your concentration better. Congratulations. Bless is still up. When you're up.
That is so badass. This
Genuinely not bad right there.
This thing, is this big enough for me to hide behind?
No. It is too big for you to hide behind. The winch sits 11 feet up from the deck. You can't even touch it, let alone hide behind it.
No. What if I stand on the side of it here?
If you sort of try and stand behind the slats, I'll give you a quarter cover.
I just want to bonus action hide.
So the best thing you can do for that is simply just get down lower, right? Not only will you be hiding, if you're prepared to use half of your movement speed to get back up next turn, you'll also be prone, which will give them disadvantage if they can. Does that make sense?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're out of range of my psychic blade, so for the first time in my life, I am pulling out this crossbow that I've been carrying this whole time.
So I had no idea what was going to follow that sentence. I'm jumping to the other ship. I've got no idea what's coming right now.
No. So yeah, I'll attack.
Is that in disadvantage range?
Nah, I think this one is right in my range. Nope. Let me scoot forward a little.
Yeah, I mean you can go forward and then come back with me. Right. So it's 80 feet and then 320, right?
Yes, exactly.
You don't have shots.
I want to. No, not yet. Wink.
Not yet, she says. Yes, I like that. Go ahead.
Perfect. I will attack with advantage and just, Oh,
you're hiding first and then taking your
Yes.
shot. Oh, I love that for
Yes.
you. Okay, yeah.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit. And just to
So I
clarify,
can get some-
this is this guy, yeah?
Yeah. He's the only one I can reach with my.
okay.
Yeah. Way more damage probably than I needed to.
It's the one that got
But I
hit
had-
already as well.
Gotta get that sweet sneak attack.
21.
So that's 21.
He is wounded.
Oof. And then, I would like to go back to where I was standing. Just kind of huddle up here.
Absolutely fine.
That is my turn.
Karina, it is your turn.
Okay, I will, 5, 10, 15, 20, just peek my head up here, look at the other boat, look at my, big friend here, go get him, and I will vortex warp Galthak to the other
Powerful. Go get him, Tiger.
I really hope he survives that trip.
Get in
I
there,
know.
King.
Any bonus action out of you, Karina?
How far away can I do this?
I don't know. I don't know what you're
30
doing.
feet. Nope, 30 feet. Nope,
Okay.
I will just kind of duck down behind this little wall.
Yeah.
That leads us to what appears to be the second mate. Well, that's a fucking long walk, isn't it? What made this ship so long?
That's what I'm saying.
80 foot's not that long for a walk, Ali, to be fair, but still,
Godspeed, Galthak.
he can run 80 feet, but he can't do anything when he gets there. He is a raging madman, though, I guess. So I think that's... Where is he? Is he hiding? Here he is. Can I throw a hand axe? Oh, wow, he's got melee attacks only. Alright, off he trots. This raging madman comes charging you and I go... He's got a great axe, like 2 hands above his head. And he's still charging you in his turns. And it is the second turn for the boat. And this is weird. I'm going to move the wrong boat. But just accept that this is your boat's turn, not their boat's turn, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
And you will quickly notice that there are a couple of mages involved. That's nice, isn't it?
I was hoping to hit one of them, but yeah.
Okay. And I need an intelligence save. Okay. No, I do not. Everyone except Luca, you see a huge wave rise out of the side of their ship and begin to engulf yours. Winona, you're on the edge of the ship here. You see this huge wave, and I mean like 80-foot tall wave begin to come crashing towards you. What are you doing?
Cool. It's coming towards me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do I have time to tie a rope around myself onto the ship?
Not really, no.
Okay, then I guess I brace for impact. I'm gonna grab onto this thing and try my best
Karina?
to hang on.
Interesting?
Oh, my hat's already on. Never mind.
I'll just kind of wedge myself, like brace a leg against the stairs and push my back against the wall.
Okay. Luca's in the crow's nest. Kai is far enough back that I don't think they're going to care too much. But some of the soldiers sort of cower to the ground, turn away, everything, and you feel nothing as the illusion passes straight through you all.
Wow. Disrespectful.
Yeah, well, he was hoping for something interesting. The other guy decides to attempt something a little more violent. And he will throw... Oh, that's fun. Let's do that. I'll throw one of them at you. Hello?
Hello.
There we go.
Don't like that.
Jesus.
Please bear in mind that this will also affect the ship. I need a deck save if you are in that circle. Luca, you are on top. You can throw it.
It is
Kai,
still
I'll say you're
raining.
just out of it.
Am I in this?
Yes.
That's fine. Not good on the decks.
Oh,
Hold
sorry,
on
it's
a
taken
second.
ages to position. It's not gone where I thought it was going to go. It should be better now. Yeah.
Don't forget blast.
Yeah. Please
I
add
am
your plus to
blessed.
all your deck saves.
Oh.
DC is 13. If you
Ah!
got a 13 or above,
Hey!
if you got a 13 or above, you will take half of the following damage. Pow! So 13 fire. If you have evasion, you'll take none. I don't know if you have that yet, Banana.
I sure do.
Great. Okay, cool. So you take none. Everybody who gets below 13, you will take 26 fire damage. And I think at the top of initiative, I think we're going to have to cut mid-combat. I'm so sorry, guys, but today's just taken a long time.
That's
We
alright.
are going to... Oh, that's not what I was aiming for. And we are going to end and resume there next week. So in a swift fashion, I think, we'll come to MVPs. Allure.
I've got to say mine is harkening back to where did you learn to swim? And we're all expecting, the river and the forest. I learned to swim in the swamp.
That forest-adjacent swamp.
The crocodiles taught me.
I'm just going to take a moment, okay, just to point out that Luca was brought up in Garrel, okay, or just outside of Garrel, over here. Find me a fucking swamp, lads. Find me a
Right
swamp, because
there.
that there is a forest.
Oh no.
Yeah, well, you're never. If I could, I almost consider taking away your DM inspiration for that. Because that was a disaster. But yes, definitely an MVP. Michaela.
First of all, Verity's useless messages to Karina
I
were
had
very,
so much fun
very
writing those.
good. I enjoyed that. It's like my grandpa learning to text.
Yes, that's exactly where I was at when I was doing it. I'm glad you found it.
Also, Luca's teaching his teaching style is very good. Which is just, if you're bad at this, just put it down.
Yes, but also I love the intro to that. The history of archery. Speaking of which, no, Jay first.
Yeah, mainly like everyone's like little teaching moments was cool. I liked them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that segment. That was not planned, and it's probably the reason we didn't finish the combat. But I just got to that bit and I thought, this would be really cool to actually roleplay. Instead of just say, hey, you guys taught people something. We just say, to actually let you guys go through it. So that's why we didn't finish the combat, but I thought it was fun. Josh.
I also liked all of our little teaching moments. I thought they were very cute. And our interactions with the crewmates, which was nice. But it was just nice having some combat. I really like combat with this character, so to see a little bit of it was just refreshing.
Jamel.
Well, another one for somebody once told me the swamp was going to roll me. And also Winona's cat.
Oh,
yes.
my
That
thank
was a beautiful
you.
moment at the beginning. Winona's cap, I enjoyed that too.
Yeah, I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, I really liked the W word being introduced. We don't call it word anymore. Are you the W word? And he's like, what? What are I? Even I hadn't worked out that you were referring to witted.
Well, people get offended, as we saw, when you're accused of being witted, so...
Oh, but okay, so instead of asking somebody, are you gay, it's okay, you've got to go, are you the G word?
Well, some
So
people
much better.
don't. Some people do use other things. They're like, "Are you into musical theatre? Are you, you know?"
God.
Do you occasionally stroke your animal a little too much?
Oh my goodness.
So I did enjoy that, and also like just the fact that you then straight up accused him. Well, accused him is a stretch, but you know what I mean. But actually, I really enjoyed Jay following the captain. I hadn't meant to make any references to anything that I didn't even know anything about. But obviously, maybe that's just living in my head somewhere and I wasn't aware of it. I don't know. But yeah, I really enjoyed that moment. And yeah, I mean, I think it was some really sort of engaging roleplay. So you know what, you might have one, but have two. Try critting soon. I don't give out many in this campaign, but I really enjoyed that. I think it was a beautiful moment.
Oh boy!
And it was
My
so
next guy.
fitting for Kai. Yeah, it was so fitting for Kai. I really enjoyed that. So, yeah, but that is where we're gonna end. Did I miss somebody in the MVPs? I didn't, right? Good.
No.
That is where we're gonna end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye,
Bye.
Bye.
we shall see you soon.